Why the fuck are we at 28 hours? What is going on? We just were like at 20 minutes the other day. Oh my god. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way, chat. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. And Subathon Day 135. Now, that is wild work. How are you guys? Good morning. Noah, thank you for the tier 3 for 12 months. Shadow Dragon, thank you as well for 4 months. Or, I'm sorry, 6 months. At tier 1, I definitely appreciate all of you. How are you guys this morning? Scuba Steve, let's go, Scuba Steve. Wait a second. I just realized, isn't that from an Adam Sandler movie? I think I remember that. Oh my god, I don't know if I've seen that movie though. I remember Scuba Steve though. Is that from Adam Sandler? I think I remember that one. What's up, guys? How are you? I'm so sorry that I am really behind on the news, but I'm gonna be real with you. Not a lot really happened this week. I was actually kind of surprised. However, we do have some big stories to talk about because we did not get to talk about the resolution to the banana Juju situation. Set us right, of course, everybody. Big debates about the dreadlocks on a VTuber, so we are certainly going to be looking at a little bit more of that today. She did apparently give a official response about everything, so I want to look at that today and talk about it. How are you guys doing? What's up? Oh my god, I had so much fun. Yeah, really a lot happened outside of VTubing. Of course, with like the Switch 2. Oh my god, a lot of content creator stuff, all that stuff happened with Carl Jokes. I mean, Kai's Twitch got hacked. So many things actually happened outside of VTubing. But yeah, definitely gotta say, had a lot in VTubing at least. The things you are gonna talk about though are pretty big deals for sure. So I loved that game yesterday. That was so much fun. The first Berserker. We are definitely gonna keep playing that. That was such a fun game. The boss battle was awesome. I'm hyped for new Mario Kart, me too. So apparently you can order, or at least do your pre-orders for Switch 2 coming up Wednesday. So I gotta like get ready for that. I gotta go like look at like whatever that is to get ready for it because I want to get one, but I know that they have like an anti-scalping measure now. Oh yeah, she got a lot of support skull. I think it's I do want to look at the entire conversation. I don't want to look at what she had to say about the resolution to it because I do feel like there's some extra information in there that a lot of us were asking that she was able to clear up for us. Funny enough, you know, I did speak to her a little bit. We did talk a little bit because I had some questions and she's like, well, you know, it's coming out in this video. So she answered it. So we'll definitely look at it. But yeah, you know, my first thing was to reach out and be like, hey, like, you know, I have a few questions. And she's like, I got you. So I best with the Switch 2 sell up. Well, Raptor, did you see that they have anti scalping measures in it? So you have to like own a Nintendo online membership for at least 2 years, or you have to like have at least 50 play hours or something like that. They're doing everything to make sure people do not scalp it. And scalpers are like, you know, these scalpers are paid for Nintendo Online. I mean, I am, so we're pretty good. I know what Ian and I have some. Oh, it's 1 year and 50 hours. Okay, I thought it was 2. I must have misread, so thank you so much. Switch to 700, oh my god, 700 Canadian dollars? That's brutal. That is so expensive. Is that like tariff related, or is that just like, that just is what it is? Yeah, like what? That's so expensive. Oh my god. I'm not sure if I'll get the Switch 2 right away. As much as I want to, just here says poor battery life. I mean, wait, no, Nep. That's false. Somebody actually proved I was wrong. Yeah, somebody came out and said that. I think it was on Dexterity. And everybody was like, that's just straight up wrong. Let me see if I can find it for you, because I was like, that doesn't even sound right. And then I looked it up and I'm like, yeah, that's not even right. And then when I went back and checked, it got community noted. Yeah, really right now, there's so much misinformation going around with the Switch 2. Here, I found it actually. I'll show it to you when we start. But yeah, you gotta be really, really careful. Like, especially when you reference Dexerto, like, when I reference Dexerto stuff on stream, I have to double check it so much because I don't believe everything people put in there. But I'll show you, like, the original Switch battery, like, lasts about the same amount of time as the Switch 2, not half of it, so. But anyway, we'll take a look. I'm hyped for the new FromSoft game. Me too. But a lot of people are actually, like, upset because, they realize it's a PvP game and they're like, wait, on what? But I'm super excited for it. You have a Nintendo Online member to pre-order Switch 2. Yep. You've had to have it for at least a year, or like 50 play hours or something like that. There's some like balance to it. I don't remember exactly what it is, but oh my god, I know now my Switch gets so hot in my current one, so I'm really excited for the fan. I think that's gonna help a lot. A lot. In euros, the Switch 2 in game bundles, 510 euros, which is still a lot compared to other countries, but we are still cheaper, yeah. I don't think, sorry, I don't know if anybody told me yesterday if it was due to tariffs or, like, what was the reason they're so expensive.
I reference Dexter,
you know what I mean?
Polygon, and Kotaku when I want to remind myself I don't have the world's lowest IQ.
I mean, I will say Dexter is a little bit better than some of them. Kotaku, though, oh my god, like, I do not trust them at all. Yo, Duck used some warp switches, right? I don't really know. It's just like the dock in itself wasn't that great. In all honesty, it actually has power issues, like actually maintaining power. So even when you like dock stuff, it's not running like the optimal way it could. So I know I had problems with mine. Yeah, Tubesy, we're gonna dive into all of it. So very interesting situation, of course. Very important to cover because a lot of people are kind of, you know, pointing the finger about cultural appropriation. I do want to talk about an article that I read that was very, very informative and very, very helpful. But ultimately, I do want to look at Banana Juju's responses. I kind of dive into it, and ultimately, I kind of look at the overall intention of what she had to say about it. So in order to purchase Switch 2, you have to have owned the Switch for a year. Let me, you know, I have this on my news. Hold on. It's down here a little bit. Let me find it for y'all, and we can talk about it. Yeah, here it is. I got it. Yeah, I don't know if it's inflation or tariffs or what. Okay, here we go. Register your interest to buy from My Nintendo Store. Open new Nintendo account holders in US and Canada, or at least 18 years old. Invitation emails will be prioritized on a first-come, first-served basis. To registrants who purchase Nintendo Switch Online membership with a minimum of 12 months of paid memberships and a minimum of 50 total gameplay hours as of April 2nd. So that is the official one that they have inside of there. So yeah, that's the official one. I guess this is through My Nintendo Store. Again, I don't know what's going on exactly. So we'll ultimately see what happens with it. So I think I'm good. What's up, AC? How are you? Oh, you're the Vice writer. Oh, I think you came on our Rima stream, right? Yeah, I think I remember that. What's up? How are you? I was lurking in that stream, so I was not able to partake in the conversation, but I've been so busy outside of everything, so you know, I'm gonna take a read here. So if I have any questions, I'll certainly let you know. I got $627 from tax returns. I'm gonna buy the Mario Kart bundle. Nice, let's go. Perfect time for taxes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get, I think Ian wants to get one and I want to get one, so we're probably gonna get the Mario Kart like bundles, so that way you save a little bit of money. And also we can all like play together. It'll be sweet. I can't wait. I'm gonna try to schedule something that date so we can all do Mario Kart together. I think that'll be awesome. It's a unique way of getting rid of scalpers. I mean, honestly though, like, it rewards the people that use the system, you know what I mean? Like, I'm okay with that, you know? I'm 100% okay with that. If you're rewarding the people that play the system, I'm fine for that. Oh my god, they put in like every fucking character ever I hope everybody enjoyed Liberation Day. I got liberated at a 7. Oh no. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I'm finishing my taxes tomorrow, so I have a bunch in savings because what I do is I basically put a third of my revenue aside for taxes in a special account. And then literally when it comes around, I'm just like, okay, take all my money. So it's the worst, man. It's the worst. I hate it so much. Just how much they end up taking for... Wait a second. Is my model cut off again? Why does it keep doing that? That's so weird. Yeah, that's so weird. It's like, wait a second. The aura is cut off. That's weird. I got mine back in 2020, around when SWSH was up. I'm good, yeah. I mean, I have 2 switches. But one is my ex-boyfriend's, which I kept. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Oh my god. Yep. Well, okay, in my defense, he did cheat on me, so you know what? It's mine. No, but no, okay, all right. You want to hear the story of this, chat? I don't think I've ever told this story, but you know what? Fuck it, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Yeah, so, yeah, I did gotta get custody of the Switch, so, you know, I found out that he was cheating on me, and I was like, all right, you know what? Get your shit, get out of my place, you know. So he didn't really have, we weren't moved in together or anything because I was living with, my roommate, but he did have some stuff in our place. And so this was right before I moved to Texas. And so, I had some stuff that he left at my place. I wanted to throw it out. I literally wanted to just throw it out in the street. But my roommate at the time, he was like, no, Laura, don't do that. You know, just let him come and get it. It's like, you know, to see him, my roommate, it was the sweetest man in the world. He was so sweet. I miss him so much. He's seriously one of my best friends. So anyway, he basically was like, look, I'll let him inside of the apartment. I will let him, you know, get his stuff. You don't even have to be there. And I was like, all right. So, I went out, for a little bit. I went shopping with one of my girlfriends. We went shopping and he came and got his stuff. And he got most everything, but he did leave a few things and he left his Switch. And I was like, you know what? I'm keeping it. And so I have 2 Switches. I have 2 Switches. He never asked for it. He never called for it. Nothing like that. Oh my god. Yep, so I still have it.
VTWLR is something I learned from Gaijin Goomba. If streaming is your main job and you are self-employed, anything you purchase from streams counts as a business expense.
You can do that to a point.
So you buy a booster box to open on stream
you can do that to a point.
Hi Alara. How are you? Was recovering from a bad reaction to some food since Saturday.
Oh shit, I hope you're doing okay.
Wonky, so it was difficult to do much of
that
anything.
Sucks. I'm so
also,
sorry.
Speaking of Switches, I used to have a Model 1 pre-owned one from the first ever pre-orders.
Yo,
and
that's
my dumbass
sick.
decided to trade it away. Then Pearl and Diamond were announced a month later.
Those are so cool. I remember the special Pokemon Switches that they had. They were so nice. They were so nice. That's amazing, yo. Let's fucking I still hold on. So the other Switch that I have, I think you guys maybe remember a long time ago. When I first started streaming, I actually used to run a second Switch for another arena, and I stopped doing it because it would overload my PC. So I stopped doing it. But I used to do that a long time ago. It was really cool. But now I just put it aside. It kind of sits in my packaging, but I use my main one because it's moddable. This one is newer, so it's not moddable. I said my original Switch, I pre-ordered 3 when it dropped. That's amazing. You know which one I wanted? The Smash Ultimate one. It looks so cool, but I remember when the Switch first came out. I think my dad bought me one. Yeah, my dad bought me one. I remember he bought me one. It was so cool. And we weren't able to get the Ultimate one. I think he just said he couldn't get a hold of it, but that would have been sick. I would have been so excited for that. I've been sick. Oh my god. But yeah, I still have my My one that I've had forever, it's sitting here. I put a skin on it. It has like a flower, Animal Crossing skin. So, oh, Timsy, he was a big old jerk. You know who actually knows a lot about that? It's Verdobi. When I first started getting into content creation, Verdobi actually was really close to me. He was very, very nice. And he ended up buying me a couple of games. He actually ended up giving me a really big dono right after I moved, because right after I moved, I was dealing with all that stuff. My ex actually charged money on my credit card without knowing. Yeah, so I was kind of hurting financially, and Verdobi ended up donating me like $200 when I first started streaming, just so I could get by that week. And I will never forget that, because I was struggling. I literally just moved. All of this stuff happened. It was really bad. Yeah, it was really, really bad. Verdobi was so sweet to me. So I was able to get groceries till my next paycheck. I will never forget how good Verdobi was to me. He even bought me a game. Like, Verdobi was so sweet. I will always remember that. Oh yeah, no. That was one of the big parts when I actually moved, is I had to pay off all of the stuff that he left in my credit card. He actually charged about, I think it was around
I definitely learned my
$3,000
lesson on getting rid of original models. I have a Model 1 pre-order Steam Deck.
Oh, did you?
I pre-ordered it the day it was announced. Unlike my Switch, I still have it. Also, did I ever tell you the Amazon Call of Duty story?
No, I don't think I've heard that one.
I'm going to AwesomeCon tomorrow.
Yeah, you're gonna have to tell me about that. That was like $3,000. It was rough. I had to pay all that back. Yeah, and like I couldn't. So I tried to dispute it. I tried to go through all that. This was like, this wasn't even like, but right before I started streaming, by the way, right when I moved to, to Texas, like all that stuff. Like I was going through all that. Oh my God. It was horrible, but yeah, it was about $3,000. I tried to dispute it. But because what he did, he actually did not sign, like when he would buy stuff, he didn't sign his name, or he didn't sign my name. He signed as his name. So they were like, oh, well, that's basically you accepting that you're okay with that. And I was like, no. So I had to pay it. I had to pay it all back. But the reason they would use my credit card, well, like I would give him my credit card sometimes because he didn't have a job. And I was working like full time, like I was full-time video editor. So I was making like good money. And so I was like, okay, like, you can take my card and like buy like some dinner for us or something. Except he would do that. And he would keep all of that money the entire time. Like he would literally like just keep the card with him and buy whatever he wanted, like gas. He bought himself like some kind of jewelry or stuff. Like it was really shitty. It was really shitty. Like yeah, he would just do that all the time, and it added up $3,000. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm keeping your Switch. Fuck you. Oh my God. Reason nobody didn't have an army of viewers, so love you. Oh, I appreciate it, Pachi. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know what's with that guy. Like, my roommate really never met him too many times because we would normally go to his place. But I think ultimately, guys, he got kicked out of his place because he didn't pay rent.
My old
I'm pretty sure. I'm like pretty sure.
Because it used your correct billing information.
Right,
and
right,
was
exactly.
Like, have you heard of this new thing called
Yep.
identity theft that people can do online? Cheer 100.
It really sucked. And like, I asked my dad, I was like, what should I do? And he's like, I'll help you pay it off. And I'm like, nope, this is my responsibility. I need to do it. But there was a while, guys. I just moved as well and got a new job. I was struggling when I first moved. Like, it was bad. It was so bad. Like, I think it was like the August, September, October of 2021 was probably the worst, like, 90 days of my life. It was, oh my God, it was so bad. It's crazy as easy as it gets, came and happened. But I told him years ago during the pandemic, somebody saw my info to do unemployment fraud. That's crazy. Yeah, that happened a lot, I heard.
Okay,
it sucked.
So I briefly worked at Amazon, specifically a fresh store.
Okay, gotcha.
Long and short of it, they treated me like crap and I walked out mid-shift when my manager refused to let me go to the bathroom until I finished my current order.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's
in the middle of the orientation, COD dropped the reveal trailer for MW.
It was a 2-day drive. I broke it up.
Not only did I watch the whole thing in the middle of the lecture,
I think it was
copped
like 17
too.
hours.
The trailer dropped
Something like
at
that,
1
18
o'clock,
hours.
ended at 1:04, and dropped $70 on it at 1:06.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, but remember I had Bear with me. So I had to break it up. Yeah, because Bear was only like, he was like 1.5 years old at that point. So I had to,
My guy
had to be
doesn't
careful.
deserve the presence of the best pair of booba. Also booba.
Don, he fumbled. He fumbled so hard. I think about that, like, don't get me wrong, like, he was very conventionally attractive. Like, it was very much like, a golden retriever boyfriend type situation, you know, but, it always sucks. It always sucks to, find out something like that. And I was very, very hurt, obviously, very, very hurt. And I mean, it still hurts today, but, you know, you move on with your life some. And then, like, immediately after that, I met AM. We started hanging out a lot, and it was pretty cool. So it all worked out. It all worked out. Good karma. Good karma, exactly. Better off without that stupid fuckhead. I don't even know where he is. I blocked him on everything. Like, I don't... He didn't really have, like, a lot of friends that I was friends with, so I didn't really, like, keep up with that. So I have no idea what he's doing now. My two exes were something else, but I got lucky. They were both chemical breakups. Now, the relationship I had before that was actually really good. That was a great relationship, but unfortunately, he ended up moving like really far away, and we tried to make it work long distance, but we couldn't. It was just not there. Is somebody knocking on my door? I thought somebody was like knocking on my door. I'm like, what the fuck? It's again. I know it's Bear. Hold on. Let me call Bear really quick. Let me call her and see if she shows up. Because last time she knocked over a chair. She knocked over a chair. I was like, what are you doing, doggo? She got me in trouble. Maybe the neighbor's trying to take your trash can. Man, fuck them. Fuck them. That was so funny, though. So, we'll see if she actually shows up or not if I call her, but the mods are coming. The mods are coming. Oh, shit. Okay. I might need to actually check on that. Give me, like, 2 seconds, chat. Hold on. Oh no, it's even better, chat. Even more exciting news. Somebody just ran into each other's car outside of my house. it's like somebody like backed up into their car. But I heard like a loud bang, and I was like, what is that? I mean, it's fine, they got it, so I'm like, wait a second, what's going on? And where I live, we live like on the very back street of our neighborhood, like the very back street. So nobody really comes through like our street at all. So that's always like, if it's loud, something like that happens, it's kind of like there's a reason for it. Like, what the fuck? Oh, hi, Bear. How are you? Okay, Bear finally came. Yeah, it's like, I'm like, what the fuck? I look out the window too. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's going on.
Laura, I have to go
What's
as
up?
well. I've got a final checkup
All right, have a good
with
one.
the gastro to
Have a
see
good
if
one,
I'm
sweetheart.
all cleared up of whatever the hell was in that meal.
Yeah, I totally got you. Totally got you. So, all right, well, I'll see you soon. Have a good one. Yeah, take care of yourself. Yeah, no, I'm not a car accident. You're a car accident. You're a car accident. Yeah, too bad I didn't film it. I could have put on Fail Army. Here, everybody says hi to you. She just looked at me like, what? She literally just looked at me like, I know what's happening with all these drivers. It's here. Committed car accidents or cars, skinny damages this year. Yeah, so true. So true. Well, we got a lot of news to dive into, chat. So I want to tell you all about our stories today. We're going to be talking about a lot of April Fool's stuff. Some VTubers doing some really fun April Fool's events. Really enjoyed all of those, so I'll share this all with you. We're also going to talk about a few graduations, partner celebrations, debuts. After that, a little bit of Ninja Sanji news, a little bit of Hololive news, a lot of VShojo, specifically Iron Mouse news. And then we also have some stuff going on with Neoporte, first stage production, graduation going on. A little bit of indie news, not much, just a little bit. A kind of an update on Needy VT. Needy VT is still around. We're also going to talk about the banana Juju situation. I do want to dive back into that and get the resolution to that. Also going to talk about Miku Flame. Miku Flame having a bit of problems. We're going to talk about that. And of course, I want to talk about this Vice article that came out. When I was in Rima's stream for this, it looked pretty rough. So I'm ready to dive into it. And we'll certainly take a look. Yeah, Syria was so good. It was so good. I love it. I'm going to show you all that today. So before we start the chat, I need you to all give me a very, 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 very small favor. If you could, it would help me out so much. If you could go check out my newest video on a news channel, I would very much appreciate it. You know, just give it a like. It helps me out a lot. I would really, really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. You know, literally 2 seconds. Just go give it a like. It really helps me in algorithm. That's my brand new channel that I've been doing news off of. So please go check it out. It really would help me. So, but first up, we are going to dive directly into, we're going to be talking about all the April Fool stuff going on within the content creator space. And all of these were just so funny. I really, really enjoyed a lot of these. Yeah, they did such a great job on it. Let me go sit in my chair here real quick. I just came from Juju streaming. You're already talking about her. What I missed. I'm about to dive into her stuff here in just a minute, so don't worry, because I have, I think, a lot to say about it. But again, I do want to hear what she had to say about her resolution, everything. So first up, chat. I do know that there was some stuff going around here with the Nintendo Switch. I did just want to point out to all of you, as I said, there is some specifics about the actual paid membership part of it, and it told I was a gameplay to prevent scalping, so you kind of get a first come, first serve if you qualify under these terms right here. So kind of prevents the scalping. And then also the other part that was a little off that I thought was this part here about the battery will only last between 2 and 6.5 hours, half the original. This statement is incorrect and misleading. The original Switch 2017 model does have a light battery of 2.5 to 6.5 hours. Original Switch battery will last for this amount of time as the Switch 2, not half. Now, you might be thinking about the newer Switches, maybe the OLED. I know the OLED does have very much increased battery life, but kind of would at least clear that up with all of you guys first. So, yeah, definitely wanted to put that out there because I know a lot of people were very, very confused about it. So, what, Texano got it wrong? What? That never happens. On some first up, chat, let's talk about some bans and suspensions going on. And unfortunately, chat, I got some bad news for you. Good friend, PR friend Glub. That is right, guys. Glub has had their YouTube channel removed. That is right. So here we go. Glub tweeting out, "Hey, Team YouTube, how can you carefully review my channel when you denied my appeal within minutes?" Not a surprise here. This is YouTube doing normal YouTube BS, right? I do not spam. I do not scam. And I do not understand how I could be deceptive. Can a human please look into this? Well, of course, they say, I Global reviewed your appeal. And a Global reviewed your channel config convert. It violates our spam deceptive practices and scams policy. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you, I've known Glub for a long time. I've known Glub since I started. I've been on YouTube over on Glub's YouTube before. There was nothing that was spammy, deceptive practice, or scams. Like literally makes no fucking sense. So why was the reason for this? Well, Glub ultimately found out this was the reason, chat. My community post got me a strike. My appeal on it was approved. My channel then got terminated 1 hour later. Can somebody please help me by showing this to YouTube? This is clearly an automated error. So guys, if you can do me a favor, I would really appreciate it. I'm going to give you the link to this right now. If you can do me a favor, guys, if you can just @ Team YouTube, I would really appreciate it. Let's help out a friend. But getting stricken or spam deceptive practices in scams for a community post makes absolutely no fucking sense. It's so dumb. The average YouTube L, I mean, I already dealt with problems. Glub and I talked in DMs about it a little bit, but let's sing Glubs some good vibes on this. This is just unacceptable. I know Glub is so sweet. Like, I just can't believe it. I really can't. Well, at least, chat, when YouTube give it, they also take it away, right? So in this, they took it away, but they are going to be giving us something. And I got some great news for all of you guys. That is right. Thirsty and Reiki have had their YouTubes remonetized. Fucking finally. Fucking finally. I am so happy for them. This has been such a battle back and forth. It has been, what, 3 months? 2.5 months of waiting for them to get their stuff back. This is absolutely incredible. I'm so happy to see it. You know, as a friend of Reiki, like, we have been talking about this so much. I know this is going to make a huge difference to her because, you know, again, she's lost so much monetization. So I am so excited for her. Of course, Reiki tweeting out here that she was very excited as well, saying, wait, you're kidding. They're back. Members are back. I can't believe it. After all these months, and your channel memberships have been on pause. It only took YouTube, what, well over 90 days to resolve this. It feels like, I feel like it was around 90 days. What's up, Raven? How are you? And of course, we also have Cersei here saying, oh wait, April Fool's is over, right? This is real. I'm remonetized. That is right, guys. So great news to our friends. Again, this has been something that's just been an absolute battle for both of these talents. So that's what we kept talking about. I'm so happy that they got everything that they needed back. So huge win. Yeah, you know, I kind of doubt the return to YouTube, but either way, I think their best bet is literally to not worry so much about YouTube. Keep on Twitch, upload their videos over there, and just treat it like a very standard kind of VTuber, indie VTuber does, like streams on Twitch, uploads videos to YouTube. I think that's the best way to go, in my opinion. So, guys, let's talk about some debuts, graduation, stuff like that going on. And first up, chat, Vexoria did debut her new 2.0 model. Oh, this is Island Paradise from Tekken 7. So huge congrats to her. Reclaw tweeting out, I, for one, welcome our new Snake Overlord. And her new model is fantastic. I love it. Vexoria also released, if you haven't checked it out, she also released a 15-minute lore video. Jesus Christ. 15-minute fucking lore video, chat. It's insane. It's like literally voiced. It's animated. It's crazy. Go check it out. Absolutely insane. Of course, also Vex tweeting out herself. She was talking about, I believe she released new gamer subs, right? No, she was trending. Yeah, she was actually trending. Vexoria Sunny used 2.0. Debut sparks enthusiasm and support across social media. So really cool that she was trending. And of course, if you missed it as well, we did also get a brand new mascot. And it's a really sweet story behind it. So this is their new mascot named Cleo. And actually, Cleo was the cat that Solon and Vex first had together. She lived to be 20 years old. And that was their pet animal that they had. So in honor of their pet cat, they ended up naming Cleo after that. That's so sweet. I love that. So congrats to Vex on her amazing debut. It looked awesome. All the toggles were insane, chat. It looked so good. Yeah, 20 years is a long time for a cat. I know that we had a family cat that lived to be 17. They really do live like forever. It's crazy. So in other news, guys, I do want to talk about some hiatuses. First up, let's check in here with Ava Lamp. Unfortunately, Ava is going on hiatus for surgery to recover. So Ava tuning up. Let me open this so it's a little bit bigger. Health hiatus, dear Gloopies. I'll be taking a health hiatus from April 17th through May 9th. I'll be having surgery to officially diagnose if I have endometriosis and determining that they find. This pain is something I've been dealing with since I was a teenager. For the past month, I've spent most of my time in bed outside of streaming due to this pain. I am hopeful that this will improve my quality of life. I'll be preparing some content to be released while I'm gone. I look forward to seeing you all when I return. So, wish some love to Ava. She is so sweet. I really wish her the best, and some love to Vil as well. In other news, guys, I do want to talk about what's going on with Astroline. Frederick from Astroline, of course, that is Meriwether's group. And Frederick tweeting out, I'm going on hiatus, effective immediately to reassess my relationship with streaming. I cannot say when I will be back or in what capacity. So we don't really know what's going on with him. And we do wish him the best. But we are seeing a hiatus from Frederick from Astroline. In other news, guys, one graduation to talk about here. And that is going to be the big cutie patootie alum, Sheffield. That is right. So Mrs. Sheffield will be going on graduation. Let's go take a look at what they had to say. As of April 27th, I will no longer be streaming. I'll be moving soon after, and the circumstances after moving will not allow me to stream. These circumstances could potentially be temporary, but there's no certainty that they will be. My final stream for the time being will be held on April 26th, our first anniversary. If the circumstances allow it, then I would never leave you. Unfortunately, they just don't right now. This past year spent together has been wonderful. No matter what our future looks like, whether it be apart or together, I'll always look back upon the times we had fondly. I'll always love and appreciate you more than I'll ever be able to express to you. I do know that my departure could be temporary. It is 100% my hands to work hard to be able to come back to you. I'll do whatever I can to make it happen. Let's not let this be goodbye forever. So I wish him the best, chat. I always hate that, but life circumstances always come first. They always come first. All right, chat. I need plenty of claps as we talk about some partners. That's right, some people that just got a partner. First up, we have Elio. Elio getting that Twitch partner. Big congratulations to her. That checkmark looks amazing. Also here coming up as well, we have Aria. Aria also achieving Twitch partner, saying, I just sent my email. I thought it was Twitch playing a joke on me or something, but it's real. I'm at work, so I have a proper thank you post later. But simply thank you, everyone. So huge congratulations. I love her model. It's so cute. Hi, Bear. Go lay down, puppy. Go lay down. Bear wants it on the news. Big congrats to them. Absolutely amazing. And one more to celebrate. More claps. Let me get more. More chat. More. Also here we have Iko Mori tweeting out, I'm partners. So big congratulations to them as well. That is absolutely amazing. Again, guys, getting that Twitch partner is not easy work. So really got to give it to them for working so hard to achieve all of those milestones. Incredible. Guys, I do have a few debuts for you to look out for. Actually going on right now. Maybe check it out after stream. Is Savi. That is right, Savi is back. And they are doing their debut. Actually right now, chat. So if you certainly want to go check it out. I have a full new 3D model. I was here earlier. Looks great. We love Savi around here so much. Some debuts coming up. First up is Rainy Bun. That is right, Rainy Bun. Tuning up. Corrupted Moon Bunny debut. Coming up actually today, chat. At 12 p.m. PST. So let's go take a look here at their trailer for that. Oh, she finished up? Aw, dang. Okay. I was there, like, right when I started my morning, so. Looks good. Looks good. That is literally, chat. That is literally later today. So soon to go check it out. Something to look forward to. Also, guys, we also have Alicia. That is right, Alicia is doing her debut coming up. Our debut announcement April 6th. The Rat Queen is incoming. Neil coming up on the 6th. Crazy. I was crazy once. So anyway, guys, go support Alicia on that one. Coming up as well, guys. Cinder giving us a little bit of a teaser here. The new debut and my very own AFK flavor coming this Friday. Don't sleep on it. So later today, it looks like we're going to be getting a new flavor. And of course, Chibi Cinder looks very, very cute. Looks very, very cute. And finally, chat, one more for the road. We have Cottontail. Cottontail is doing her debut coming up very, very soon. Chibi Model debut tomorrow, which this was tweeted out yesterday. At 1 p.m. EST, music video for a new song cover. Let's take a look. Yo, is she covering the song? That's amazing. Let's go. That's going to be a great cover. Let's go. This will be a good cover. I'm excited. That's like such like a quintessential like hard rock song. Oh yeah, Khan's done a bunch of covers. He has a music channel on YouTube. I didn't know that till more recently as well, so don't feel bad. But great stuff from Khan, guys. And there are all of your debuts coming up. So what I want to talk about next, guys, is all of the April Fool's stuff going on in the content creator community. I gotta say, everybody turned up. These are all so fun. So let's go take a look at what's been going on and what happened in April Fool's, just in case that you missed it. These were so fun. First up, chat, Marvel Rivals teasing an Overwatch event featuring new skins, including a Penny Parker inspired DVA costume across both games, a limited time crisis game mode. Heroes Arise on April 31st. Very real, totally real, chat. Imagine if this was real though. So funny. Of course, we also have Sega getting in on the fun as well. Oh, they are buffing Penny. I'm so excited. Sega also tweeting out official statement of Miles Tails Prower. That is right, guys. And here we for immediate release. Miles Tails Prowler relocates to Europe, changes names to Kilometers per Hour. Sega Corporation officially announced a major life change for one of Sonic's closest allies. Miles Tails Prowler has made the decision to move to Europe, embracing a new chapter in his personal and professional life. As part of his transition, he's also opted to adopt a new name that better aligns with his new surroundings. Effective immediately, Miles Prowler will now be known as Kilometers Prowler. A reflection of his commitment to adapting to his new home and its metric-based way of life. I love this. This is so fucking funny. This is funny. Of course, they signed April Fool's SEO Sega Corporation. So, also, guys, checking in here with Mythic Talent. Unfortunately, guys, my guesses were true. It was Chibi all along. I knew it. I knew it.
That's right. I was the mythic intern this whole time. I own you.
I knew it.
I own all of you.
I knew it.
I'm my own boss. Guess what? I took the mythic Twitter, and now I'm taking mythic talent. That's right. I'm better than all of you. I own this freaking account, and I'm coming for you next, motherfricker.
She's lying. It was me, Chat the Stinky Dog.
No,
She interned the whole time.
No.
Ha 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 ha, you guys really thought Chibi had a job? As if this pink rat could do anything besides suck at video games.
Alright, that's it. You're getting put down. We're not doing this again. You're getting freaking put down. And castrated too, chat. We're not freaking doing this.
Castrated.
77 duodecillion 777.
Okay, maybe chat owns the Twitter, not me. But still, that doesn't mean I'm coming for it. You hear that, mythic intern? I'm coming for it. I'm taking it, motherfucker. It's gonna be
balls.
Shut the frick up!
Oh my god. Average TV moment. So, a lot of fun over here on the Mythic Talent account with Chibi. That was great. I love that one. In other news, guys, you don't want to miss out on this April Fool's because Chibi also debuted her brand new model. That is right. This is actually apparently Chibi Doki's real model. So let's go take a look.
Wrong. Something is wrong. I don't feel so good. Do I look normal? Hey! Do I look
We unchibied the Doki. We unchibied the Doki. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this.
I can hide it no longer. I can hide it no longer. I am a woman. I cannot hide it any longer. I am a freaking woman. By the way,
they unchibied my Doki. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this.
I still don't have tits, so you cannot. It's bad. I still don't have tits. No booba. No booba. Guys, be honest. Does my voice fit this character?
She's just Doki. She's just Doki.
I don't fit this.
Realistic Chibi Doki character. Oh my god. The real Chibi has revealed her final form, chat. So fucking funny. In other news, VShojo did an amazing April Fool's joke. And guys, we just got rickrolled by all of VShojo. This is the best April Fool's. I love this. I love this so much. I love this so much. Best April Fool's ever. Never gonna gecko you up. I love it. So, really, really great eye cover. Of course, you can go check that out on the VShojo channel. Fantastic. Love it so much. That was so good. Also, Papa Mutt decided to celebrate April Fool's with, of course, chat, his signature Papa Mutt models. That is right. I tried to make a cursed VTuber model based around the orb for April Fool's Day and the jokes on me.
Rockin', and rollin'. Down to the street,
What is this?
but the seagulls.
What is this?
It's not fun. I said seagulls. Stop it now.
I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. Oh my god. You know, I think we need to ask ourselves sometimes, even though we can, should we chat? Well, ultimately here, this is pretty fucking rough. Oh my god. I do not like this one bit. This is scary, but this is Papa Mutt's new April Fool's model. So there you go, guys. So I hope you enjoy it. Checking in here with Ruby Runeheart. Ruby also debuting her new model, which was the Gory Ruby, has finally made her debut. Please support her lots. He will get you flattened anytime. Monkey!
They were so concerned with whether they could, they never stopped to ask if they should.
Exactly. Monkey! I love this. I love this so much. This is peak, man. This is absolute peak. It doesn't get any better than this, chat. Oh my god. Speaking of peak, guys, Bao also released a very special April Fool's event. The Bao California girls have arrived. Use code BOW for 10% on my limited edition April Fool's tub. But what's very special about this one, chat, is this has a little section, a little guest appearance by Maxor in it. Let's go take a look. The fact that Maxor is in this is insane. God damn it. God damn it. We're gonna have to go through the cancellation again.
Hey guys, it's Maxor here. California girls are truly unforgettable. Just like this limited edition April Fool's
insane.
label. Quench your thirst today with Valberry GG.
Oh my god. This is insane. I love it. Me. Oh my god, he's flossing on his chat. Holy shit. This is one of my favorite, like, April Fool's commercials I've ever seen. This is so awesome. Love it so much. Way to go, Bao. Great April Fool's. Love that so much. Of course, we also had the new parkour model coming up. Of course, a tweet here from Otsuku. Tweeting out Usada Parkour's April Fool's project I gotta be the engineer for Pacoroid. That is right, we have the Pacoroid. Chelsea to be her little new mascot, but she's been a robot this whole time. She's been a robot this whole time. The fucking monkey. The fucking monkey. So, there you go. Really fun April Fool's from her over on the HoloLive channel. So funny. Yeah, right. We got Robo Pico. I love it. But I feel like this one tops all of them, chat. That is right. We have the HoloLive admin talents singing the #1 song from Fist of the North Star. Here you go, guys. Look, this screenshot instills fear in the hearts of anyone. Oh my god, this is so great. This is so great. So go check out that new cover. This one is over here on the HoloLive English channel. Oh my god. That is hilarious. Yeah, Fist of North Star. They also did reveal a new VR chat world called Muscle Admin Bootcamp that you can go and visit as well. It is available in VR chat right now. You can literally go in there, so really funny. I need to go check it out. I just haven't had time, but it looks really fun. And finally, chat, the HoloStars had their own April Fools going on, where each of them debuted as a little bit of a fun model of their mascots. Of course, we have Zaid here with the live 2D model for Crimson Ruse. There is theirs as well. It's so cute. We also have here as well, coming here from Phantom's live 2D model for Gavis. That one's cute. I think like Gavis is the best. And of course, we also have, I'm honored to be in charge of rigging Punico from HoloStars Little Stars. And of course, here's Punico. He's cute. He's cute. So, lots of fun in April Fools. But everybody, I feel like everybody really had such a good time this year. It wasn't full of like big graduation posts and stuff like that. Like everybody actually took April Fools like seriously this year. And I feel like that's so great. I'm very appreciative of that as somebody that's been around and had to like just deal with those all the time. I feel like everybody put effort into it this year. And I think that is incredible. So yeah, very, very cute. Very, very cute. So, all right, chat. So I want to dive into one of our big stories. So if everybody wants to say hi, YouTube, I want to talk about what ultimately has happened here with Banana Juju. Now, guys, when you remember Banana Juju, if you don't, I'm going to give you the quickest recap possible as I take a sip of my tea. All right, so everything kind of kicked off with this chat. The original poster saying, so am I the only one comfortable with am I the only one uncomfortable with a white model rocking dreads? Like, and of course they posted this up. And this absolutely blew Juju up through the stratosphere. Everybody going to talk about Juju. A lot of debate back and forth about cultural appropriation. And then, of course, a lot of people stepping in to support Juju, and a lot of people being outspoken as well that this is inappropriate. So, I think where we left our last conversation off chat, we were talking about how, different cultures utilize dreads. And that was kind of where we left things off, because I think we were talking about older histories using dreads, things like that, right? I kind of read up on a few things, and I want to correct some stuff. And point out something I think is very important about this. So, one thing that I've seen that people kind of fail to acknowledge is a lot of people are talking about like cultures that are really, really old, right? They're like old Viking cultures or stuff like that, right? I think that having dreads is more relevant to modern day African American culture than it is comparatively to a really, really old culture. Does that make sense? So like dreadlocks really came from more of let me pull this up. I feel like this is really, really great read that I went through that I'll talk about with you guys, because I feel like this really for me was like very eye-opening in a lot of ways. So let's take a look here. So this is a person here. Their name is Chevelle Price. They were talking about the muddy ownership of Dreadlocks. So let's take a look. So what they had to say about it. And again, I want to talk about this because I feel like ultimately what is important here is intention. What was Banana Juju's intention? Were they trying to culturally appropriate? Were they trying to, just play a theme? What were they doing, right, chat? So let's go take a look here. This poster here says back in September of 2019, I decided to grow dreadlocks, taking the neutral fraud worn since I was a teenager, twisting the hair into coils in due time will drape over my shoulders like furry tendrils. As a black man in America, my people have a history of slavery, pain, oppression, and overcoming that only dreadlocks could outwardly express. Right, Marak, but again, let me cover everything and we'll talk about it. So I felt reborn, but to my non-black friends, I just look like a SoundCloud rapper. To them, it was a bold fashion choice. To me, it was my personal liberation. Through history, black people have been criticized for our curly, unruly, difficult hair, and Coke's industry need to be more, or appear more assimilated in uniform. My claim on dreadlocks was inspired by the free-thinking, outcast attitude of the Rastafarians in the modern movement to refute the American view of natural black hair as difficult and unmanageable rather than innately beautiful. And so I feel like this is kind of important to keep in mind, that this was more of a modern movement, and I think it's more of a is more relevant to like Ia says here. I think in the recent history, blacks have been mainly attributed to black culture, and of course with the Rastafari movement, then it would be more closely associated to like Viking or kind of an older culture. So again, this was very educational for me reading through it. Kind of put that in perspective. That kind of helped me because I want to understand all the sides of this, right, chat? But again, I always want to go back to, what is this person's intention, right, chat? So, and I remember the Indian god Shiva is represented with dreads too, and it was represented with his blue skin god, right? Shiva did as well, but what the point I want to make is like, saying that Shiva had dreads is a lot less relevant because that's so old, right? Like, dreadlocks or the Rastafari movement, in the refuting American view of natural black hair is difficult and unmanageable, is more relevant now than that. Does that make sense? Culture stupid time taking offense when none is intended is just stupid. And that's a fair argument. So, again, this is just for me, like, I wanted to understand more about what dreadlocks kind of represented, right? But again, it kind of goes back to intention. So, totally chat, as you can see, this absolutely blew up in a really, really big way, right? Well, of course, absolutely, Pachi, but this isn't about them like worshiping Shiva, right? This is more about, relevancy to our age, right? Relevancy to what's modern. I think it's important to understand why people may be upset about it. I don't think and how saying things about how it's seen in other cultures because it's irrelevant to modern day. Exactly. Yeah, it gets it. Like, it's just right on the point. Anyway, of course, Banana Juju, absolutely. Intent is key, exactly. And that's why I want to share this with you, because we do need to understand the history. We need to understand everything about it, right, chat? How can you come to a full conclusion about this unless you understand everything, right? So, ultimately, that is the backing of this. However, we have to ask, what was Juju's intention with this? Well, chat, let's go take a look at what happened since we last talked about it. I showed you guys a bunch of screenshots where people were like, hey, some people were very angry about it. Some people were very supportive. But I think one thing that I'm going to point out later here is kind of echoing what Fox Destiny said. A lot of people really are dismissive to POC VTubers, and it's really messed up. I think POC VTubers get the short end of the stick a lot of the time, and that's really not fair, And I think it's a very fair statement to say. So Ultimately, Banana Juju says when some people try to bully you, it has the opposite effect. Never mind why the streams I affect such things to happen. So many of you standing up for me, so much love. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart for following me. This sure is bananas. So, then we gotta say a lot of people did try to go after Juju about her hair, right? But ultimately, it very much backfired. She got a ton of support. She got like almost 15,000 followers in a day or something. It was crazy. People overthink things too much, especially Westerners. So again, I'm gonna give you the story, and we will talk about it because there's a lot of details that I think are very, very relevant. So ultimately, Asmongold ended up talking about this, chat. This got really, really big. Asmongold did decide to cover it as well. So let's go take a look at what Asmon said. Ultimately, Banana Juju is well saying, it's exactly why I don't explain or excuse myself towards racists or taking me in front of them. Live in 2025, enjoy life and be a free spirit. So let's see what Asmon had to say.
So, am I the only one that's uncomfortable with a white model rocking dreads? Yeah. Yep. So this is a 26-year-old woman. This is a Karen in training right here complaining about this girl's model.
So what I want to talk about, just a quick pause. Very, very quick pause, which you're going to see here in just a second. You're going to see here quite a bit. So a lot of people are very upset that Juju ended up putting about this post and showing off, Asmongold put this. So you're going to see a lot of people are saying, this is no flex you this man is literally the worst. Some people are saying, based, having Asmongold back you up isn't a high position you think it is. So I think that we need to remember that whether you like Asmongold or not, you can like him, you can love him, you can hate him, whatever, right? I don't understand why we're attacking the person and not the argument. You know what I mean? Like, liking or not liking Asmongold is literally irrelevant, right? Like, let's argue with the actual debate, not go after the person. You know what I mean? I just want to say that really quick because I saw a lot of people like, oh, well, Asmongold sides with you. Like, you're a grifter. Like, well, I mean, Asmongold isn't always right. Nobody's always right. I think that you have to have nuance about this whole situation with him involving himself. But anyway, let's continue with what he had to say.
Don't ever delete this. It's great. Hi, say it back. And greetings. Let me see what this post is here and how many people are talking about it. Yeah, this has 3,000 likes. Is it just me? Yes, it's just you. Like the fact that they have it mixed with straight hair too. This is full on 3A braid next to.
Like, yeah, it doesn't invalidate the argument just because it's Asmongold, because like Asmongold is right sometimes. I mean, you may not like that, but he is right sometimes. He's also wrong sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like attacking the person. I like attacking the argument or overcoming the argument, right? Like, why are you going after him about it? It's his opinion. That's it. So, like, literally people going after her for showing what Asmon said is really fucking stupid.
4C lock? Bitch!
I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that, by the way.
What are you, retarded? What the hell are you talking about? She got ratioed anyway? Good.
Yeah, exactly, people, Snug. Like,
by the way,
just because they don't have the best reputation doesn't mean they can be right.
They are the worst. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Where are they coming from? What is she saying?
Yeah, I don't like that word. You guys know I don't like that word, so.
Saying that, and I maybe I'm implying this because I look at her profile picture, right? She's assuming that having braids is somehow a form of racial cultural appropriation, and
that's the main argument, right, chat? Like, is it cultural appropriation? That's the question, and so that's why I wanted to share with you what I shared with you a little bit earlier, right, chat? How it's a little bit more relevant to more modern day stuff than it would be more relevant to a really, really old culture. Anyway, let's continue.
That she doesn't like the
right, but understanding and getting that information, I think is important because Now you're more educated in making a decision, right? You have to have the information before you can ultimately decide something.
That this girl is using the braids while having a white avatar. That's what I'm assuming she's trying to bring up and talk about. And Vikings wore braids. It doesn't matter what the logic.
Yeah, it's like the space puns thing all over again. I will tell you my opinion. Again, I want to give you all the information before I start diving into my thoughts.
You're trying to argue with her logically. This is not a logical person. The correct answer is, bitch, shut the fuck up. That's it. That's the answer. You don't explain it. You don't...
I mean, I disagree, but...
go and be like, oh, well, this is why you're wrong. It's just shut the fuck up.
I think that we need to remind ourselves, chat, that you are never going to have a fruitful discussion, an actual discussion on Twitter. It's never going to happen. As much as you might want it to happen, it's never, ever going to happen, right? So, I mean, I don't really agree with what he said, like telling somebody that, but I'm just not that kind of person. Like, I'm not that mean, but I just move on, you know? Like, you don't have to say that to somebody. Anyway, let's continue.
It's ridiculous. Because explaining it to them is capitulating to a Karen. But, yeah, anyway, it's a little bit different. And they're called Dutch locks for a reason. Well, I don't know if they are or not. Who cares? Who cares why? Yeah, uncomfortable with a white model rocking dreads. It's crazy to just broadcast your racism like this. It really is. Like, because you would assume that people like this, like, because I thought, I mean, personally, I thought racism was bad.
Yeah, and like, you know, Skull again, like, when I first looked at this, right, like, I just thought, you know, dreadlocks are like a hairstyle, you know, like, they're just a cool hairstyle, which they do have a little bit of symbolism to them, right? Which again, that's why I showed you that article. There is symbolism to them, but to go with your point as well, like, they are still just a hairstyle, right? Like, so I think again, it boils down to intention. And the great thing is Banana Juju actually told us her intention, but we're going to get to that.
I thought we kind of figured, like, whenever I went to school, they would tell us a lot that, like, you know, well, not really, actually. Like, we didn't learn anything. But, you know, like, we found
it kind of looks like mashed potatoes.
Like, slavery was kind of a bad thing. You know, discrimination, segregation was bad. You know, did you guys learn the same thing, right? Yeah, you did. And so now we have people that are uncomfortable around different races for just these arbitrary reasons.
Yeah, you know, it's funny you bring up an afro because, like, there's, like, I was thinking about that as well, like, afro stuff, and I'm like, didn't, like, Bob Ross, like, have an afro? Like, I don't know if that was, like, a problem. I don't want to, like, go off on a tangent in a different direction, right? You know what I mean? But there's, like, I guess there's, like, instances where, like, I grew up in high school, and I had friends that had dreadlocks, you know, they were white, and it wasn't, like, an issue. That doesn't mean that ultimately isn't a giant issue, right? But that's just, like, an example of, like, something I had, like, that's at least my perception. Like, to me, I just think it's just a hairstyle, right? But ultimately, let's continue, because there's a lot of information, a lot to dissect in this particular conversation.
Well, public school system. Yeah, I guess so.
Because I want to show you both sides, but I want to be respectful. But also at the same time, like, I want to show you how Juju treated the conversation, which I think was great.
It's so weird that everyone in her comments seems to have no issue with this. Yeah, because you're just a retard. You're just stupid. You dumb as fuck. You care about things that don't matter. You have a worldview that's completely warped. Nobody likes you. You probably don't even like yourself. And you're going around trying to tone police and tell everybody else how to act. Who the fuck are you? You're nobody. You're nothing. What are you going on?
People unfortunately have this guise of they're on the internet, right? So they can say whatever they want. They have a mask to hide behind, right? But there's no consequences. And that way people say these, like, really deep, intrusive thoughts that maybe they should keep to themselves, you know? Or do people also do dreadlocks? Sure.
Going around telling everybody else what to do for. Keep it to your fucking self.
It's been a long time since I watched an Asmund stream.
Police other people. Worry about your own life. I am so fucking fed up with these busybody Karens that try to go around and run everybody's life. They try to go and tell everybody, you need to do this, you need to do that.
which for Twitter is pretty normal. You know what I mean? Like, that is pretty normal for Twitter.
This is exhausting. It's exhausting. Get the fuck out of here. Who do you think you are? You're nobody. You're nothing. What are you telling people what to do for? Yeah, and this. What is this? Why do you...
So, like, when I looked at this situation, my first question that I asked myself was, okay, I want to understand, but also, what was her intention? And I never saw anybody ask that question. And nobody reached out to her. You know what I mean? Like, nobody reached out to her. Nobody asked her questions. And that kind of blew my mind because I'm like, this could all have been solved if we just asked her what her life was like. Why did she choose this? Nobody asked her that. You know what I mean? So, like, and then that was the first thing I did after stream. I, like, you know, we rated her and I talked to her. You know what I mean? Like, because it's important to know. Nobody literally wanted to do that.
Do you have a melanin be gone switch?
People just want the clout. They don't want to talk to people. They don't want to actually resolve an issue. They just want the clout.
Be gone switch. What the fuck does that mean? Braids, not dreads. Completely different things? Nobody gives a fuck. Let's see here, right? Yeah. No, it's just you.
You're right, exactly. Asking questions ain't too much effort. What's a Pimper? Thank you for the raid.
Yeah, it is.
I'm at the banana Juju situation.
Anti-racist getting ready to say the most racist shit you've ever heard. That's a fact. That's a real fucking fact. I've probably seen 50 people with white dreadlocks in my life. It's pretty common. It doesn't matter whether it's common or not. This is just a dumb person on the internet trying to tell other people how to act. It's annoying. And that's
it is. It's a very knee-jerk reaction instead of, like, kind of considering what's actually going on.
You're attempting to race lock simple things like hairstyles. That's kind of racist. Yeah, I know. I just can't believe this person. You're so right, sis. We should ban dark-skinned models from using straight hair, twin tails, or any other hair color besides black and brown, too. We wouldn't want any cultural appropriation. Yeah, exactly. It's just...
I think there is an argument to be said on the other side. Like, this is probably a really bad example, but I did see an argument about this. Somebody was like, oh, well, I guess none of us can VTube because it came from Japan. You know what I mean? Like, that's a horrible argument, but nonetheless, I saw that and I'm like, well, fair enough, devil's advocate, you know? So
just it's these people are so reductive. And also, here's a really important thing, is that these people view their own mental inability to cope with any degree of friction in their life and something that even makes them slightly uncomfortable as a problem that needs to be solved by other people. And I think that's really the main issue that these people have, is that they care about doing
what's up,
this,
Smith? How are you?
And they don't like something, and because they don't like it, they put the imposition on somebody else to solve their problem. That's the problem. That's the issue. And so anyway, this...
I feel like a lot of people do that anyway, but...
issue. It's very annoying, and I am so tired of people doing this. The VTuber's a monkey. It's not even a human avatar. Why are they getting mad? Because they're stupid. That's why.
You know, VTubing wasn't originally meant, chat, to play a fantasy, a fantastical role, right? Like, that's always been it. So that was kind of another question I had, because I'm like, you know, if this is something where you're playing a role, right? You're being something else. It's becoming, like, too worldly, you know what I mean? So to me, anyway, Asmongold, of course, ended up talking about this. And I want to show you a really extreme example of how people were reacting to Asmongold talking about this. Was this person right here. Hey, guys, I'm right. Hitler agrees with me. Bro, just because you don't like Asmongold does not mean that his arguments are invalid. You know what I mean? Like, he's not always right. But he's not always wrong either, you know? Like, this is an insane fucking argument to say to somebody, like, what? That's literally insane. Why would you type this out? I'm like, you know what? This is good. This is good. Let me just click enter. Yeah, on my keyboard. Like, what the fuck? Ultimately, chat, Juju did respond to this. And I want to look at this video because I feel like this is really, really great in how she described what happened. She talks about her intention, what was going on with it. So let's go take a look at what Juju had to say about it. Right, exactly. Like, I don't like how Asmund says certain things. What he said isn't wrong. Exactly. So anyway, let's take a look. It's just like people lose nuance. People lose nuance, and that's the problem.
Good morning, everyone. I am Banana Juju, and apparently over the weekend I caused a bit of a ruckus on Twitter. I went from being a
his wording is very harsh.
To apparently now a lot of people are talking about about little me, mainly my VTuber who has dreadlocks, which I also happen to have in real life. I wanted to make a short video about what's been going on and yeah, my weekend on on.
Hello. Mic check. Are we? Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, I was like, wait a second. Yeah, something was going on with my son. No, like my microphone was like, yeah, I had like a stroke. I had like a stroke. That was weird. I refreshed the source. So I want to point out to you, literally, yeah, it freaked out. That was weird. Okay, well, I reset it. Yeah, I turned it all on and off. Yeah, what the fuck was that? Yeah, I don't know what the heck that was. I didn't even like hit my mic or anything that time. It's like the microphone itself like disconnected or something. Yeah, that was weird. Anyway, so you heard from what Juju said. She actually said that she has dreadlocks IRL. So she at least understands what it's like to have dreadlocks. Like she has dreadlocks IRL. You put them on her model. I feel like that is such an important note that she has them IRL. She understands what it's like to have them. I don't see anybody talking about this. Why has nobody talked about this? The fact that she has dreadlocks IRL. Crazy to me.
On the Twitter. So a little bit about me, like I mentioned before, I have dreadlocks in real life. So when I was a little kid, my mama tried to brush them out. I have curly frizzy hair and they often tangled up, and mama brute forced with a comb and trying to untangle it. So once I got a bit older, I actually decided to not brush them anymore and let nature take its course. See, I am lazy, but that doesn't mean that I'm calling dreadlocks a lazy hairstyle, and I didn't mean to insult anyone else for wearing them. But for me,
she literally just told us her entire intention and literally just exonerated herself in like 15 seconds. This could have all been fucking discussed a long time ago. We didn't even have to get here. Like, you could have just asked her, yo, why do you have like dreads? Like, you know, literally like just 1 minute of conversation. You know what I mean? Like, the thing is though, this blew up in such a huge way. The Banana Juju is now literally like, she probably is going to be averaging higher than I am in viewership now. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. And really, she earned it. There's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, chat, why did we not take the time to understand her and ask questions instead of jumping immediately to this fucking thing? Why did we jump to that? It makes no sense to me. Literally what I did. After stream, I messaged her. That's all it took. That's all it took, chat. It's so insane to me that we had to treat this situation so negatively towards her and all this hate towards her when she really actually just like, all you had to do was just ask her. She has a history of dreadlocks herself, right? She has a history of understanding and respecting what they are. So like, for you to just knee-jerk react, go after her is crazy to me. It's actually crazy to me. Which again, I know that there is a bit of a cultural tie to it, but I mean, literally, like she she explains why she has dreads. Like, I don't get all these people hating on her. It feels insane to me. But honestly, like, this really, like, it was like Uno reverse card, because she's really become so big off of this whole, like, debacle.
I started to tangle up because I stopped brushing it. I've got frizzy, curly hair. And yeah, I know, it's so dreadful. How dare I? Well, a little bit about me. I am not your average 20-odd
She's very, very sweet.
who breaks apart just because mentally ill people are writing things about me on the internet. I love to travel. I lived in countries all over the globe. What I'm trying to say is I am friends with people from all cultured backgrounds and nations. I have never in my life been pointed at, and people have never come up to me and said, "Oh, look, a white girl with dreadlocks." Never. I guess it just happens here on Twitter. My character.
It just happens here on Twitter. That's pretty much exactly how it feels. You know, like, she's absolutely right. She's absolutely right. Like, I feel like if we separate IRL and, like, what's happening on the internet, literally she's right. Like, it does not feel like IRL this has ever been a problem, you know? I always feel like the way the concept of cultural appropriation has been overblown and set some fair limits on self-expression and creativity. You know, a lot of, I think I had this one post. Let me see if I can find it here. A lot of people talk about, yeah, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Like, how cultures are constantly, like, you know, shared amongst each other, right? You know, I'm not like an expert on cultural studies or anything, right? But, like, you know, this person's like, I don't get the whole cultural excuse. Who cares? Cultures have been shared and taken all the time. Culture is meant to be appreciated and shared, not get kept forced on only specific people or forcibly changed for problematic reasons. I mean, like, I feel like this is a pretty fair take, you know? I really do feel like this is pretty much a pretty fair take. But ultimately, like, here's what I want to talk about. Dreadlocks may be more closely associated with African-American culture and the Rastafarian movement as a way to kind of stand up, right? But it's not like she is doing anything to disrespect or misunderstand anybody. Let's go look at the definition for cultural appropriation. The unacknowledged or inappropriate adoption of the customs, practices, ideas, or aesthetics of one group by members of another, typically a dominant group, often without understanding or respect for their original culture. Literally what she's saying, like, she clearly has an understanding of what they are, what they mean, and she's okay. She understands, you know what I mean? It's not to be mean, it's not to be disrespectful. She's literally like, I'm a world traveler, like, you know, this is just how I want to grow my hair, like, IRL, never a problem, right? I do not think through her intention of all of this that she is culturally appropriating. I really don't. Looking at her intention, what she just said in this video, really to me, clears her of pretty much any allegation. Like, I really do think that she's completely innocent, chat. You know what I mean? Like, I want to look at the other side of the argument a little bit. Also, like, how can you look at what she's saying and the way that she's treating it very kindly, very maturely? How can you look at that and be like, you know what, she's purposefully trying to appropriate culture? You know what I mean? Like, it feels very, very overblown. Yeah, it's like she's appreciating it, not appropriating it.
Is a design choice. I have had different avatars in the past.
Yeah, it's a design choice, right, chat? Which goes with her fucking model, by the way, which is like an island, like, monkey vibe. Like, it would make sense. You ever seen Tarzan? Like, that's literally what I see when I look at this. It's like a design choice at the end of the day.
Different animals, different hair colors, different designs.
Yeah, it's banana hair.
I worked with different artists who put their heart and soul into creating
exactly. Like, I love that you say that, Grievous. Can we read this? Can we read what Grievous said? It's also just a part of her real life here. It is part of her culture. So true. Literally, she has dreads IRL. She is representing herself in this model.
Beautiful. Banana Juju started out like this. Think as a VTuber, you pick a theme. Like, for instance, you are a fish VTuber. So you go aquatic. Aquatic, is that the word? My English is obviously not my my first language, so I stumble. I mispronounce a lot of words. I apologize.
Yeah, I like your freckles. They're cute.
Anyways, you pick colors, maybe use water backgrounds, you know, blah blah blah. You play into a theme. And
Your theme, exactly,
I
exactly.
really like jungle. I lived in tropical regions in the world, and I have always loved nature. I'm a weirdo, a VTuber touching grass.
Oh my God!
So I thought this could work, you know. I used to be a kitsune in the past. Is that also culturally inappropriate to be a Japanese spirit fox when you?
And this is kind of like that devil's advocate point, right? Like I said earlier, like also all VTubers are, you know, VTubing is Japanese, right? Based off like anime. So like, are we appropriating culture by being a VTuber? You know what I mean? Like, it's a real devil's advocate argument, but like, I mean, there's a little bit of something to it, right? So
You are not Japanese? I wonder. Anyways, monkeys, they are smart, mischievous at the same time. They do have big ears, which is a thing.
very slippery slope argument for sure, but you know, it's fun to consider all things. You know, in this thing here. So I think that ultimately, like, you just need to be respectful. That's it. Be respectful of everybody, but don't go after people without understanding their side of it, right? That is the lesson here today. What's up, Gabriel? What's up, Cottontail? That's the lesson. Understand people. Take the time to ask questions, so that way you don't immediately jump to this. Well, this person is bad. Burn them down. To take everything that they love. Go to Twitter and call them out. It doesn't have to be that way. It can literally be a conversation and a place for understanding and respect. That is what conversations need to be. That is what communication is coming to each other respectfully and having a conversation. You say your side, I say my side, we go back and forth. Why can we not just fucking do that? It's not even that hard. But here we are, chat, spending an hour on this conversation because this is literally half of my content. The same fucking conversation over and over. This could be resolved through DMs. This could have been resolved through communication. I had a huge story, chat, that I was going to talk to you guys about that got sent my way. Somebody literally sent me this huge story, and I asked them a question. I said, before I cover this, did you talk to them in DMs? And they said, you know what? I haven't. I sent this straight to you. You know what? I'm going to try to reach out to them. Could you help me? I said, absolutely. I'll help you type up a letter. We got the information together. We made a letter. We sent it to them. I talked to them yesterday, and they said, hey, guess what? I don't need you to come out with this information or cover it. We resolved it in DMs. That is amazing. That is so amazing. Why can we not do that more? Why can we not do that more, chat?
To add to the VTuber design.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
They have a tail. They can throw shit around and nobody is freaking out. Anyways, the ball was in motion and I wanted
chat, where did the animal, the deer, originate from?
combine things that I love to my character. Like, for instance, Ferngully, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yo,
It's about
Ferngully!
a fairy that saves the tropical rainforest in
Let's go.
Queensland, Australia.
Yo, so
which
thank you so much
I,
for 13
many
months.
years, called my home. Tinkerbell from Peter Pan,
Yeah.
Donkey Kong, one of the best
I could see that the
video
green.
games of my childhood, and the list goes
Now, where did
on
deer
and on
originate
and
from?
on about things. I
What
browsed the
nation
internet
did deer
and,
originate from?
I found things that would fit the jungle theme, and I started being creative with the concept. Side note, the name Banana Juju is from an old Korean MMO and that I played, and it's a food item
Gee,
that you
I'm appropriating Pangea, chat. I'm so sorry. I'll never be a deer again. I'm appropriating Pangea. Bruh. Oh my god.
Cannot purchase, or it cannot
I'm
be
sorry,
bought.
Pangea. I'm sorry, Pangea.
Just drops from
How could you?
monsters, and if you manage to eat
Oh my God.
500,000 of these banana Juju bars, you receive the title Banana Juju. Moving on, I found this absolutely amazing artist, and she helped me
That's cute.
design Banana Juju. A
I looked up to
monkey
you. How
of a
could you? I'm
are
sorry.
covered in
I'm
jungle
sorry,
leaves,
chat.
so it would give the impression of being a wild jungle critter. I remember asking if it was possible for her to draw dreadlocks, and because I wanted to apply more of my true self to my virtual avatar.
There you go, chat. This explains all of it. I wanted to apply more of my IRL self to my avatar. That's it. Literally could have been the first question we asked her. Hey, why did we make this post? Why did we make this post in the first place, chat? This didn't even need to be a post. You literally could have gone into her Discord and just asked in her community, or even fucking DM'd her. This didn't have to. Why not just ask for information, dude? It's that simple. It's literally that simple.
Up for the task, and made a absolute stunning 1.0 banana Juju, which I streamed with for a long time. Or fast forward a bit, after taking some personal time off, I decided to freshen up and updating my model.
Yeah, I like your new
for
model.
My 1-year anniversary on Twitch with the new channel. I found another great artist who this time actually attempted to draw
Leo. And
dreadlocks.
again, this is why I talked about this document a little bit earlier. Because this document comes from a place of understanding, right? To understand both sides, right? But again, to be very much to, support your point as well. Like, I agree with that. Like, I don't understand why you'd be uncomfortable with that in the first place. But after reading the article, I do feel like that did help me to understand a little bit more, even though I still disagree,
She told me she hasn't done so in the past, but was willing to give it a try. And I love how she designed the character. I was all over happy with the new model, and I didn't even notice that she wasn't as tanned as the previous one, since the style altogether was different. I posted a silly tweet, wanting to promote my new
just like, hi, say it back. That was it.
Saying hi.
That was it.
Now say it back. Just to tease my new model, and the post took off. This is what happened.
The deers are
The
angry.
post took off, and people saw this like...
Yeah, like there are instances where people do like culturally appropriate, and it's gross, right? But it's very very clear. I feel like we're just making up issues that don't even need to exist, that if you genuinely had a concern could be resolved through a conversation.
It so often happens that once people notice it, it stirs up some shit in others. Why her? Yeah. Why her? What is this shit? Why is she getting all the attention? Oh, let's fight back. Let's destroy her. Let's interpretate the whole thing into a racist bullshit.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, chat. My dad, you probably know this, but my dad is like a big fucking hippie. You know what I mean? Like, even though he's a metalhead, he's like a metalhead hippie. So like, I grew up with like a bunch of hippies. You know what I mean? Like, people always had dreads. Like, it was just like, I just grew up around that.
Of course.
Lots of people were hero online
that
on
people
Twitter.
finally started noticing me, even if I wish that it would have been for another reason and not cause so much ruckus among those VTweeters. The thing is, the more attention you get, the more likely it is that people jump on to another thing and spin it out of control. But for those who did, I like to say, you don't know me, you are saying shitty things that are not true, and stop it.
Again, all they had to do, all anybody had to do was ask for clarification instead of this framing of it being racist and cultural appropriation. Literally could have been like, hey, you have dreads IRL? You know what's funny is when I sent a message to Juju, I was actually talking to A about this whole situation. I was like, wouldn't it be crazy if she has dreads IRL? There you
Get
go.
some help. Now you know me a bit better, and together with my life partner,
You did. She stood on
Fred,
business.
we will work on a longer and in-depth video about the whole situation. Also, the involvement about bigger content creators mentioning me and what's been going on. I'm really looking forward to what the future has in store for Banana Juju. I'm staying positive.
Yeah, she's been popping off.
All I can say is be yourself and don't let others bring you down. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And
yeah, she's absolutely been popping off because of this. So I do want to show you some things that did unfortunately happen though, chat, out of this whole situation. And unfortunately, guys, people came out of the woodworks to be racist over this, and that is unacceptable. Look, I whether you agree or disagree about the whole thing, that's fine. But for you to be racist towards people is not okay. Is not okay, guys. Yeah, that's literally fucking unacceptable. I'm not okay with that. Of course, Fox, because it's important. Like, I saw that stuff happening. People using derogatory words, people going after people in a very unacceptable way. And I do want to draw the line here because, you know, I think Juju is fine. I don't think that she did anything. But what I will say is that people resorting to racism just because you think you're right is not acceptable. So anyway, let's take a look here at this video made by Irlina, and I believe that she talks about this. So let's take a look.
It is not freedom of speech. You guys, VTuber fans, it is not freedom of speech. You guys are just really huge bigots. I saw this VTuber who was white and had locks in their hair. And all one of my mutuals did was say, hey, is anybody else uncomfortable with this? Tell me why. There proceeded to be a huge outpour of racists filling her replies, being demeaning, saying slurs at her, and...
So, I believe that they're talking about the OP, who is this person here. And again, chat, whether you agree or disagree with what they had to say, it is unacceptable for you to be derogatory and to throw slurs around. That is literally unacceptable. I don't care whether you agree or disagree with it. They have a point here. You should not be doing that kind of stuff. And it's important that we call that out too. You know what I mean? Like, we can call it the one side of maybe people would disagree with going after Juju, but we also need to call the people that are being racist towards people over this. That kind of conduct is unacceptable.
Making fun of her model. How is it that whenever Black creatives speak out in the VTuber community, it is constantly met with racist VTuber fans?
And that's just not okay.
And the worst part is,
you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I would argue the way that they put this, what they said on their stuff was not the way to go about it. But either way, guys, being racist over anything is unacceptable.
that VTubers who should be supporting us and lifting up our voices, thus then jump ship and agree with the same people who hate us. It is so comical how people...
I don't want to have a bigoted fan base because what if she says something they don't agree and they turn on her? That is not up to you. Actually, that's not really up to anybody, Fox Destiny. Because I see that argument a lot. People are like, oh, well, she's going to have a bigoted fan base. How do you know that? You know what I mean? Like, where are they coming from that you would define this generalization of a fan base as bigoted? You know what I mean? Like, what fan base are you referring to that is bigoted? Because really, it's not, you can't control a fan base, right? Like, you can't control what everybody does, right? Like, if you don't like Asmongold, here's the main thing that I see. Here's the main thing that I see. People point out Oh, Asmongold covered this. So because of that, now your fans are going to be full of grifters and bad people, right? But that you're generalizing an entire fan base, and that's unfair. You know what I mean? Like, not all people that are part of Asmon's fan base are bigoted or believe with everything he says. Maybe they're more nuanced than that. You know what I mean? We can't assume the worst all the time, which I get. We do want to be fair about it, but I don't think that we can assume the worst all the time and generalize. It's okay. No. You're fine. It's important that we talk about it, though, you know? Like, that's why we're all here. That's why we're talking about it. And again, I want to show this side of it because, again, it's really unfair to be racist over something just because you disagree or whatever it is, right?
Or that these certain VTuber fans aren't being racist.
Sure, it's always fair to be skeptical, but I think at the same time, like, we need to avoid generalization.
And say the nastiest of things to Black people whenever we speak up about our issues or whenever we speak up about problems with the VTubing community. And 9 times out of 10, the reason why Black VTubers are...
I'm not really sure what she's referencing, but I mean, I will agree. I've talked about this with Toledo before. He's even been here. We talked about it. That, you know, POC VTubers often get the short end of the stick. I'm actually going to skip over to something really quick here because I think this is, this might help define things a little bit more. This comes from Honey. He says, I think the reason there's a big problem with this is because there's an undeniable racism problem in the VTuber community. I think that's why a lot of people blew this up. It's a sensitive topic, right? Within the VTuber community, I will say I've seen a lot of racism. I've seen it. People are shitty to POC VTubers, and I feel like that's why this ultimately became more of a problem than I think that it ever should have. Is because there is this problem in the VTuber community. Now, we have to be able to be emotionally intelligent enough to put that aside, right? We have to be able to put some of these things aside and come from a place of understanding, which again, we should have just asked her these questions. But nonetheless, like, I'm not going to disagree. I don't think anybody in chat will disagree. It should be a bad thing to discuss serious or controversial topics. Like, if we communicate the problems causing controversy and work to resolve misunderstanding and problems, things would be so much better. Agree, Snug. Again, we should have they could have asked this question, you know what I mean? I very much disagree with how this was framed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really feel like this is a question. Like, you know what I mean? This doesn't come off as like just like a innocent question, right? Or a question to facilitate a conversation. You know what I mean? That's how I look at that, at least. I feel like the VTuber community's climate has sort of shifted since the beginning, almost like a reflection of society. Oh, very much so. But I think this is important to point out because we need to look at the full picture of it, right? Ultimately, though, I feel like Mr. Mildly Funny also says something that is really baseline important as well. Play devil's advocate, keep seeing your theme being monkey theme while having locks is a racist dog whistle, but I personally recall jungle theming having an association with the hairstyle regardless of, you know, whatever ethnicity that you come from, right? Again, I think of Tarzan every time I think of that. Sadly, I think people have started to make it okay. Like near where I am, they wanted to implement a bunch of segregated establishments when the council shut down. The council got accused of being racist. VTubing is also going through a slow growth period. People are becoming more aware of it and commenting on more cross-internet culture. Yeah, it's being very much ingrained in normal internet culture. Not the ones parents know what it is, but the issues in our community is reaching the normies and bits, right? It does outreach to the larger community as a whole. So, ultimately, chat, I'm going to tell you how I feel about this. Are you ready? Everybody type 1. Everybody type 1 for my opinion. I'm going to give you my opinion, and I want to hear what you have to say about it. I'm drinking my tea in between. So, I feel like through her explanation, through what she said, the information she gave us, she is not culturally appropriating. She is respectful. She also, of course, has dreads IRL, which I think goes a long way into the conversation as well. On top of that, She said she's a worldly traveler. She's been around. She understands every culture. She's respectful of it. I do not feel like her intentions were ill in any way, shape, or form. And I feel like this whole entire issue could have been avoided had we just asked a question for conversation in a respectful way. That could have been done behind closed doors instead of trying to frame something to farm clout. That's it. That's it. I think if you're gonna say that this is a voice of concern, this could have been dealt with in a much better way. Much better way. I think everybody is, well, not everybody, unfortunately, but a lot of emotionally intelligent people are willing to hear out your concerns within the community. But also, like, you have to be able to respectfully ask it. You have to be able to ask it in a way that is, in a way to develop an actual conversation, not like this. Yeah, you can tell how she talks about it. Like, again, her intentions are not negative. You can 100 tell her intention is pure. Yeah, and then the whole Tarzan argument was like a big thing for a while too, which I agree with. I mean, when I first saw this, I'm like, oh, it's cute. It's like Tarzan theme, you know? I think that everybody blew this out of proportion in a way it did need to happen. But ultimately, because of this chat, now she's benefiting from it in a really good way. And she's so sweet. She deserves it. You know? There's the biggest problem. People are willing to do anything for clout, right? I guess I agree with that, or maybe people mind their own business could work too. Sure. I mean, but again, if you have a concern, I think there's always a way to appropriately deal with that, right? Like, if I'll tell you an instance, and I'm not going to tell you who it was, but I had somebody that was concerned about something that what I said on stream. And you know what they did? They DM'd me and they said, hey, Alara, can you clarify what you meant by that? And I said, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I told them, and I said, oh, okay, you know, I thought it was something worse, but now I understand. You're good. And that's it. It can be that simple, chat. It can be that simple. Literally. So, ultimately, chat, I feel like this was just something that blew up in such a big way that didn't need to happen. And if we came from a place of understanding instead, we could have avoided this whole problem. But, I mean, I really wish the best for Juju, because she's absolutely exploding, and she deserves it. I think she's so sweet. Again, we rated her the other day. I've talked to her a little bit. She's very, very sweet. But, you know, on the other side of things as well, guys, that's why I showed you this article. That's also why I showed you this other VTuber speaking out, because, again, racism and trying to, you know, push people down and say all these horrible, derogatory things from this situation is not okay either. It's not. You cannot do that kind of stuff. It's not okay. And we need to call out that bad behavior as well. Yeah, she literally, like, unintentionally just, like, blew up from all of it. So chat, what's your thoughts about this situation? Let me know. I want to hear what you all have to say about this. I just think, like, we took innocent intentions and twisted them in such a bad way that it didn't need to be. There was never a moment to understand stuff. And people do this far too often, chat. Happened to me. People have taken my intentions and twisted them against me, you know? Like, it happens. It's unfortunate, but it does happen. So just be respectful. Be respectful to each other. Ask questions. Seek understanding. Have a conversation. You don't have to always jump to the immediate worst case scenario. Like, if we actually try to understand each other and communicate, we could have avoided this. It's just a racism. Yeah, like, being racist at this situation is unacceptable. Someone is saying she played this system. Nah, she literally, like, she didn't play this system. Like, this shit happened to her, and she talked about it. You know, she's like, well, Asmon is talking about it too. This is what I believe as well. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think the problem is a lot of people don't like Asmon, that they try to invalidate her by association, which is a really dumb argument, by the way. Whether you like Asmon or not, why would you try to invalidate her entire being based on somebody else you don't like? You know what I mean? Like, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, you know, I will tell you generally, chat, I'm not a huge Asmon fan. He's not my favorite. You know, I don't like he says the R word. I don't like that he phrases things in a certain way because it seems kind of aggressive. but he has some points sometimes, you know? He also has bad points, so there's nuance in everything that we talk about. Thank you guys for talking about this, because this is very much, to me, a very difficult topic to cover. Anytime that we talk about cultural appropriation and race and things like that, it's hard, chat. I mean, I did a lot of reading off of stream, especially after Sunday. After Sunday, I mean, I read up big time, and this was a hard one to cover. So I appreciate all of you guys being here for a fruitful conversation. So, whole situation was nothing burger, sure. You know, again, if you're uncomfortable or anything like that, this could have been voiced in a more productive manner, in a more respectful manner, rather than insinuating that they were doing this to, you know, in a derogatory light. I just hate that. I just hate that so much. All right, guys, let's go from, you know, some stuff here with Juju. Let's go skip back to some Corpo VTuber news. And I got your favorite Corpo on the line, chat. Ninja Sanji. All right, let's get some W's. Ninja Sanji, yeah, baby. Coming here from Finana. Finana. There we go. Sorry, I said it right. Finana. Finana actually is going to be debuting her new outfit coming up Sunday for 6 at 1 p.m. PST. So be on the lookout for that one, chat. Looks pretty exciting. Oh, it's Kursanji. Never mind. Another news, so guys, another debut to talk about is, of course, coming here from Ro Koyanagi. Their 3D debut is coming up next Friday, the 11th, and it looks like it's going to be at 9 at night on that Friday. So, anyway, certainly go check that out. Looks like there's some good debuts coming up. And finally, chat, I do want to remind you what's coming up on the horizon. And that is the HoloLive and Ninja Sanji baseball event. We did finally get the actual official visual for that. So here it is. Looks really good. It looks really good. Everyone's favorite agency, Ninja Sanji. Now this looks good though. This looks fun. Exactly, Gabriel. Exactly. I agree with you. So anyway, very much looking forward to this. I hope you guys are too. In other news, guys, let's go take a look here at some HoloLive information. And HoloLive actually just announced their new ambassadors for HoloLive Me. And of course, we have all of these wonderful talents for it. They've been appointed as your 2025 HoloLive Meet ambassadors, but they'll be promoting upcoming events and projects. And of course, we have the lovely Bebo there as well. So very exciting. Be on the lookout for more events coming up with us in the future. In other news, Susie was actually spotted at Times Square, chat. Take a look at this. That is right, guys. Her new album that came out not too long ago was, of course, getting re-promoted in Times Square. So looks really great. Let's go. VTubing! VTubing! You gotta love it. You gotta love it. We love her so much. Another news as well, guys. If you are wanting to say goodbye to Mumi, that is right, guys. Mumi is actually going to be, there's a book over on Twitter where you can submit your final messages to her. You have 3 more days to do that. If you want to go check it out, it's called Mumi's Message Book over on Twitter. So they're making the last message book to Mumi. A physical book will be made and sent to her. So again, if you want to submit some stuff, there is that opportunity. I think that's really sweet. I think that's great. In other news, guys, looks like Fumoko Morning is back. I'm so excited for that. So, of course, the Fumoko Twin swing up. We're back from the Northwest Passage, which means it's time to start the week with Fumoko Morning. We can't wait to see Ruffians. Bow. So that is right. We've had a huge wait for Fumoko Morning to come back. But it's here. Let's go. Let's get back on the 30th. So let me get a bow. In other news as well, guys, do you know about the Boat Goes Binted? I'm sure a lot of you know about Boat Goes Binted. Well, chat, Boat Goes Binted was made by HoloLive's in VTuber Gigi. It is a way to mess with Mori Calliope in Minecraft. I think this was very well known. It's kind of an inside meme in the HoloLive fandom. Well, guys, Boat Goes Binted has officially made it into I can't believe this. I actually made it into the Urban Dictionary. That's crazy. It's officially in the Urban Dictionary, chat. You gotta love that. You gotta love that. So there you go, chat. It is in the Urban Dictionary officially. In other news, some good news here from Altair. Altair tuning out, getting back into the swing of things next week. Thanks for waiting for me. So it looks like Altair, you know, he's been taking a really long break. Definitely kind of had some problems on the scenes. It looks like he is going to be coming back here pretty soon. So we've been waiting for the boss. Waiting for the boss. So that is wonderful. And we will see them very, very soon. In other news as well, guys, Shira just celebrated their birthday. That is right. Shira tweeting out, birthday celebration live. Thank you for watching. Thank you for always supporting me. Thanks to you. The new outfit was super cute, wasn't it? I'll be happy if we could talk more slowly tomorrow about the guests and the live event. So let's take a look here at Shira, fellow elf, of course, having a great time at their birthday. Looks so good. Looks so good. Of course, they did debut a new outfit alongside with that. What's up, Dr. Dreads? Coming here from the OP, tuning out here. So the honor of being in charge of the original design job for Shira's new outfit, which was unveiled yesterday. This looks so cute. I love this. I love her design so much. It's so cute. I like the orange on against the white. That's so nice. That's so nice. In other news as well, guys, let's go take a look here. Fubuki just recently got a very exclusive behind the scenes of the Switch 2. That is right, coming here from Fubuki. Fubuki tuning out announcement. Welcome and thank you to a wonderful opportunity. I was invited by Nintendo and got to participate in the Nintendo Switch 2 premiere. I played some of the games actually lined up for the Switch 2. The screen is beautiful, of course, with the FPS boost. The movements are sharper and is incredibly impressive. It's definitely a power-up. Lucky. I want to go to Nintendo Switch 2 premiere. That's unfair, man. That's so cool. That's so cool. So Fubuki, having a wonderful time over there. In other news, guys, I believe it's tomorrow. Wait, maybe it's later today. I don't remember. I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, here we go. Mori, of course, tuning up. Her birthday concert is tomorrow with all of the guests being revealed. And of course, this lineup is absolutely insane of everybody that'll be showing up to her concert. I'm so excited. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be such an amazing concert. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow. And I will follow up with you guys, I think next, or Wednesday, about this concert and how it went. In other news as well, guys, looks like Hololive is doing a Street Fighter event coming up much later in the year. I think it's June 21st. This event has been confirmed. Seize your chance. Capcom creators JP Cup, who will claim victory with their teammates. A new star is born. Well, of course, we do have some of the Hololive talents participating in this. So let's take a look. I believe it's Botan that is playing in it. Yeah, I believe it's Botan playing in it.
You have new challenges.
Let's go! Let's go! I'm so excited. It's going to be awesome, chat. So be on the lookout for this much later in the year. After the Switch comes out, wow. That's probably why. It's probably tied into the Nintendo Switch. So, and finally, guys, I did want to talk about the final thing here for the Tower of God event that is going on with Hololive. Tower of God New World Hololive event. The collaboration is coming up on April 9th. Drumroll, please. The new collaboration teammates are, of course, Tokoyami and Mori Calliope. Me Too Hololive collaboration teammates. In the Game Kit collaboration teammates and special costumes for free during the event. So, this looks awesome. This looks so cool. And it's kind of pricey tuxedo.
Minasan, konnichiwa. This is Mori Calliope from Hololive English Myth.
It's never gonna end. It's never gonna end.
Deadbeats, on your feet. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. I know you're dying to meet me, Deadbeats.
This looks so cute. I love this. It'll end 2 weeks after I graduate. Yeah, actually. Actually. Hey, Mori looks insane.
Ha! Knocked out by charisma? Let me guide you.
Hawaii P. Oh my god, I love that outfit. That was so cute. Yeah, Tower God is like a gacha game. Yo, the Reaper maid. That's so cute. Oh my god. That outfit is adorable. What? What? Yeah, they kind of cook with this collab. Yeah, exactly. Like, seeing, like, big VTubers interact with, like, popular games, I think is so fucking cool.
Can I take some souls? Now, let's see. Which souls are next? Catch you on the flip side.
What's up, Kai and Ariam? We're looking at the Tower of God collab with HoloLive.
Download now and join the HoloLive collaboration event.
Yeah, this looks really fucking cool. So, anyway, chat, be on the lookout for this one. I believe it's already started, right? Oh no, April 9th. I'm sorry. So just 5 days. This should be on Wednesday. So, yeah, let's go. Looks awesome. Alright, guys, let's get down here to VShojo news that I want to talk about. First up, let's talk about a new cover that just came out. This is actually with Michimochi V, Isa, 16 and Mono, and No Phantom actually made a cover of Shrimp Miku. That is right.
That I will be okay. Maybe one day something will change. I'm happy with it. It's all I can never be. I was born this way, and I know.
I love the Isas in this. This is awesome. What's going on, Intimidator? How are you? I like the little shrimps. It's cute. It's cute. So, it's a shrimple as that. So, go check that out. I believe that is on Michi's channel. Yep, that's over on Michimochi V's channel. She's so sweet. In other news, guys, some new stuff coming here for Iron Mouse. Iron Mouse announcing a Cry For Me music video dropping tomorrow, guys, April 5th. Let's go. Oh, I know it's so good, Tuxedo. This looks insane. This looks insane. So, going on tomorrow, chat, get fucking excited. I'm so ready. Speaking of Mousy, actually, will be taking part, or did take part in an event. I'm so sorry. She took part in this By the Light of the Golden Bow event, where they raised money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation, and they raised $39,000. Huge congratulations, Iron Mouse, and everybody else that she played with, Matthew Mercer and Sea-Dog. That is incredible. But the fun does not stop there for Iron Mouse, because he actually just announced that she's going to be a pre-show presenter for the 2025 Crunchyroll Anime Awards. Make sure to make your voice heard by voting for your favorite show. That's crazy. Let's take a look what Mousy has to say about it.
It is
That's crazy.
Iron Mouse, with a special announcement. I'm thrilled and honored to let you all know that I'll be a pre-show presenter at the Anime Awards this year in Tokyo. I'm so excited for all the nominees that have been announced, and I'm looking forward to see who wins Anime of the Year. The competition is stiff, with nominees like Don the Don, Delicious in Dungeon, Free Ren, Kaiju number 8, Solo Leveling, and the Apothecary
I still not watch Kaiju number 8.
See who wins. The polls are open. And
Apothecary
voting can be
Diaries,
done now.
yes!
So make sure you head on over to Crunchyroll's website and place your votes. Okay, bye-bye!
Super duper cute. So anyway, chat. Yeah, so say I don't really like Crunchyroll, but W for her, right? So I've not watched Kaiju 8, but Apothecary Diaries, let's go. All great animes, exactly. So, huge congrats to Mountsy. I will be looking out for that. A little bit more details in the future. All right, guys, I got a little bit more information to talk about with some Corpo stuff outside of the big three. So first up, guys, Neoporte is actually going to be doing their 3D debuts tomorrow. That is right, for their second generation. So I'll try to follow up with you guys on Wednesday about this, but this looks fantastic. So another news as well, guys, Stellaverse Production actually is launching a brand new event.
April 13th.
It's called The Brunch Bunch, a VTuber jukebox musical. I think it's supposed to be like the Breakfast Club. I kind of like a play off that, but let's take a look.
On April 13th, in Chuba High School, Chuba, California, a
Chuba,
nerd,
California.
a jock, a manheta, a hime, and a punk discover who they are over an afternoon of detention. In a jukebox musical
Chuba,
performance
California.
adapting a cult classic with VTubers, The Brunch Bunch, April 13th, 8 p.m. EST.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be kind of like Breakfast Club or something, but it looks really fun. So certainly go check that out. On, I think they said April 11th, right? April 13th, sorry. the Chupacabra. What the fuck? In other news as well, guys, looks like we have a new VTuber agency on the block. You know, all I want to see is Echo Pulses here. You know, they're talking about how their new VTuber agency. I really hope that they learn from all of the horrible things that have been going on with other VTuber agencies on what they need to be doing correctly, because I feel like there's a lot of opportunity to learn and to treat things in a much better and respectful manner. So we'll see what happens with Echo Pulse. Police want to let you know they're around and they're on the black chat. We'll see what happens with them. And other news, guys, let's go take a look here. First Stage Production. That is right. Edgar Fleming of Gen 3 of First Stage Production is graduating on April 30th. We've seen quite a lot of First Stage Production graduations, but ultimately, let's go take a look here at the translation for it. So, Edgar Fleming graduation notice. Thank you all for your continued support of First Stage. We want to announce that Edgar Fleming will be graduating from First Stage Production on April 30th. Of course, they were a member of the third batch of First Stage Production. They've been working hard on his secret mission of streaming activities. However, each spy has a mission to fulfill. After a careful discussion with him, we have come to the conclusion his mission has come to an end. With this, he'll be returning, or graduating, and returning to the world of espionage for further secret missions. Not really a lot of details about this one, but the graduation stream is scheduled for April 26th, and they'll be sharing their activity schedule until then themselves. So again, not a lot of details here. I know we've seen a lot of First Stage Production, kind of some people leaving. I think we just saw some Gen 1 people leave not too long ago, so I'm not really sure what's going on with them behind the scenes. I don't think we really have any details, but you know, I'll keep my ear to the ground on that one, chat. I certainly will. What's up, Savage? All right, see ya. Have a good one. In other news, guys, it does look like we do have a Face Connect talent coming back, and that is right. Hina has actually announced a return on the 9th. In just 5 days, guys, it does look like Hina is going to be making their return. So that is amazing. You love to see it. We love it. I know that Hina's had, been on a little bit of a break. So it's great to see them make a return, especially for Face Connect as a whole as well. So I'll be on the lookout for that one on the 9th, chat. In other news, I do have one big update for you. I don't know if you guys remember, on Sunday, we talked about this situation where Nemo Nevermore was talking about how they auctioned off some items. People did not ever receive those items. And on top of that, I actually did a charity stream, and nobody ever confirmed that money was actually donated. Their former talent from Ian Project. Well, we have at least half of the problem solved. And Nemo tweeting out, this got confirmation from the nonprofit that they received the total of nearly 12,000 CAD from the charity stream. So that is good that charity money was actually donated. Again, there's some former Ian Project talent. That's great that was donated. Now, people still have not gotten their auction items yet. And this has been like ongoing for a long, long time. So I'll follow back up with you guys on that, but at least this part of it was confirmed, and it was a huge concern for a lot of people. In other news as well, guys, let's give some love coming up here to Dio from, of course, Mythos team. Dio is doing a partner push, so make sure you give her a little bit of love and support during the next couple of streams, and hopefully she can reach that big number. So we love Dio around here. So this is basically an EM project. They did an auction for a bunch of items, but those items are actually never sent out. So it's been kind of a concern to some of the former talents, right? In other news, really cool event coming here from Hiyori called the Fools Fanfare. 33 VTubers, lots of memes, be there. A full lineup coming soon, and this is Friday, April 11th. Let's take a look here at the trailer.
For the moment, you've all been
Yeah, I hope that everybody just gets the items they won for the auction. That's it. Bro, I love this. I love this. Dumpity. This is insane. No fucking way.
The Fools Fanfare. It's a concert! That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
That's cool.
We
I
are
love this.
preparing a fun-filled April Fool's concert.
Yeah,
And
it kinda slaps.
Not today! April Fool's!
Get Tomatone.
But don't knock
Get
that off the
Tomatone
calendar
in here
just
as well.
yet. There will be 33 different VTubers and a variety of instruments, including the kazoo, the
Oh my
automaton,
God.
the human voice, meowing, gargling sounds, whatever instrument Serenity's using that I don't know
What the
name
fuck
of.
is that?
So look out for it. Memes, dreams, smiles, guaranteed. April Fools!
That is so funny. So, looks like it's coming up on April 11th, chat. I gotta check back in on this. This looks really funny. And finally, one more event I want to mention to you guys really quick. And that is coming here from Future Legends. Future Legends is hosting a concert at Dokimi, working alongside 20 talents across 4 different agencies to bring you guys the Dokimi concert. I'll keep your eyes peeled for more information coming in the future, chat. Here it is. This looks exciting. Let's fucking go. I can't wait. I believe Future Legends, Mia is part of that, Mia Marina. So we'll definitely be on the lookout for that, chat. Looks like a great time. So many events coming up that I'm gonna have to write down on my calendar and get ready for to go back and follow up on. This looks incredible. Oh shit. Wait, Nintendo Switch pre-orders delayed in the US? Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh wow, that's crazy. So I just saw that in the corner. I'm like, what? Oh my god. Pre-orders for Nintendo Switch 2 in the US will not start till April 9th in order to assess the potential impact. I thought they weren't starting till April 9th anyway. Wow. Well, there you go, chat. There you go, chat. Pretty crazy stuff. So guys, I want to talk very quickly about another story going on. And we're not going to dive into everything because ultimately it's kind of been resolved. But I do want to talk about something that happened very recently here. In regards to Miku Flame. So a tweet here coming here from Cup is Tired. And Cup is Tired tweeting out, I'm absolutely terrified to come forward about what I experienced with Miku Flame, but being threatened to be doxxed over coming forward to my story. It's time. Well, unfortunately, this Miku Flame person was very, very horrible and threatening to Cup. And ultimately, they released this document about Miku Flame and all of the horrible things that they did. This was actually followed up by Gremlin as well. Gremlin adding to this with another document about Miku Flame. However, the owner of it would like to remain anonymous for their own reasons. Owner does not condone any bullying or harassment towards Mike either. They just wanted to share their own story. Yeah, well, there's a lot of Google Docs going around all the time anyway, but ultimately, chat, this was backed up in a big way as well. Coming here from Wexy, and I will tell you guys, I was going to dive into this whole document, but like I said, it kind of resolved itself. So Wexy tuning out as well. As one who used to be decently good friends with Miku Flame, I will stand by and attest to every word of Cup's document. Cup is an extremely close friend of mine, and how harder this had to be for her for a very long time. I pray Cup is able to heal in time from this experience, chat. Thank you for the follows, guys. I appreciate you. Well, ultimately, chat, this was resolved, or at least kind of a bit of a resolution. Miku Flame actually just disappeared and ran, chat. Lexi, of course, tweeting out, I'm not going to say a word about this, but disappearing is not apologizing. It's just sad choosing to run away from your problems. I hope you learn to change. So, ultimately, chat, go support, Cup. This Miku Flame person was not a very good person at all. Definitely mistreated them. And threatening to dox somebody is crazy. Cray stuff, chat. So, yeah, literally just ignore my problems and hope they go away. Head in the sand kind of thought process. So anyway, guys, give Cup some love and want to bring that to your attention. All right, I need a stretch break. Hold on. I need a bit of a stretch break. So I do have a little bit, a tiny bit, not a lot, of indie VTuber news before we dive into this Vice article that came out about Vallure. Or Vallure, or however you pronounce it. Everybody do a stretch. Do a stretch break. I've sat in my chair every single day, almost, for 135 days, chat. I think my butt is like warped. I think my butt is gonna be flat after sitting in this chair for so long. Oh my god. I mean, at least like this chair has good like spine support, shoulder support, but wondering about that. I need to check my toaster. Yeah, sure. Flat cheeks. So anyway, let's go take a look here at what's going on in the indie VTuber scene. And first up, guys, looks like Kamiko was over on Thor's stream the other day. That is right. So Kamiko tuning up, showing off my VTuber hardware. So let's go take a look. What the fuck? What? Why is this a thing? Why is this a thing? What? Not Venom throwing it back. That's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, brother. Holy god. Holy god. That is crazy. That is crazy. Let's go see what happened with Kamiko.
The stuff that you're doing is wild. There's not even any delay between them either.
It's actually pretty
What the fuck?
What is the range for costs of these types of things?
So retail is around $21,000. But if you're an indie, you can get a discount for 50% off.
It's one of the things a lot of people don't realize is that VTubing at the high end is incredible.
Holy shit.
You're one of the few VTubers that does just show who you are.
Yeah.
And like what
Well,
made you
Kamiko was like on like the far end of like
make that
extreme
decision?
VTubing.
Into the tech behind it. So
You know, her tech is insane.
Showing my face so that
Comparatively to a lot of other people's stuff.
for VTubing and have it be part of the content.
even just what you're showing right now, where you can see like, hey, you have your avatar and then you have yourself, and seeing that in real time, that's wild. Can you go over like the tech that you have?
This is Unreal Engine 5. I've created my avatar through Maya, and then I rigged it to an Unreal Engine skeleton, and I'm currently using motion capture.
Yeah, this is very advanced, chat. This is very advanced.
The mocap. This is my favorite motion capture suit.
Yeah, it's actually insane. The stuff that you're doing is wild.
That is very, very advanced. Like, this is like, yeah, that's like way, way far. I mean, she has like her own like VR world that she like got crowdfunded. So Kamiko is definitely on the far end of insanely cool stuff that she is always doing. So yeah, it's so cool. Another news, guys, we gotta talk about Psy Needy BT. That's right, Needy BT is back for a little bit more. Now, I want to tell you guys, this is probably the last time I'm going to cover this. I feel like there's not really much more to say about it. I feel like it's just let's just move on. Just block and move on at this point. But Aniti says that they made a new Twitter. Please read the photo for some important notes. The harassment continues through no point in new Twitter, and I'm just coming back to my main and will exist here. Posting some people who support me can follow, and people want to block me can. So basically they're just like, look, I'm gonna exist. Like, if you keep bothering, I'm just gonna keep using my main Twitter. It's like a weird, like, I don't know, threat. I don't even know how to put this, but look, chat. Needy's not gonna stop. End of story. They're gonna keep doing their thing. It's just like, the best you can do is just like block and move on at this point. Like, we already know that they really mess with people.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Literally. So I know I've covered this person for like the past like 5 streams. So like, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I don't want to invest any more effort into this. Just block and move on. That's it. That's my advice to you in this. And I'm sorry for anybody that, you know, never got their money back from those lessons or things like that. I am really sorry. In other news, guys, let's go take a look here at Ellie. That is saying Ellie just got a YouTube's plushie. It's so cute. It's so cute. So certainly go support Ellie if you would like to get it. It is coming up April 11th. I'm buying one. I love Ellie so much. Ellie is like my OG Oshi. I love her so much. She is fantastic. In other news, guys, Off Guy just announced a bunch of new guests coming up to their con. It looks like they got a lot. They got Cynthia Music that is showing up. They also have Yumi the Witch. They have Rin. They have Elias. And they also, of course, have Dr. Nova as well. So most of the V4 talents. So very exciting. And certainly go check that out if you're going to Off Kai. I will be at Off Kai. I better see you there, chat. I better see you there. In other news, guys, huge win for Mim. That is right, guys. Mim has been nominated for Crunchyroll's Anime Award and nominated for the best performance of last year. Huge congratulations to Mim. That is insane. Oh my God. I really hope Mim wins. I'm going to be fucking like, I'm going to be doing everything to try to make sure that Mim wins this. That's incredible. Lots of love to Mim. We love them so much. Big W for Mim. Big W for Mim. Yeah, please, if you have a moment, the link is in the replies right here. You know, the name is right here as well, if you want to go support that. But I really hope you guys will. This is just so incredible. We love Mim. We love Mim so much. Alrighty, I literally told you I didn't have much indie news. That was it. But I do have a big story that I want to talk about today, chat. And that is the Vice article that was released about the Allure, chat. Now, I know that Rima pretty much got to this and covered it very well, as she always does. I was kind of lurking in her stream. I'm a little late to the party on it, but you know, I had other stuff going on, so let's talk about it now. So, what kind of sparked all this, chat? Well, the Allure actually announced their Gen 2 auditions. That is right. Their Gen 2 auditions are open, and you can apply for them. Now, if you don't know about the Allure, what's really important to them is they are, Vallure is a VA-focused VTuber agency. So very much an adult VTuber agency, right, guys? Really kind of like not safe for work type stuff. They're kind of focused around that. But anyway, let's go take a look here at the video.
VTubing game up a notch? The Allure editions are now open for Generation 2 until April 30th, 2025. You'll receive a spectacular live 2D model and assets to stream with. You earn the money, so you get to go home with the lion's share. The split is 80-20 in your favor.
That's pretty good.
You'll become heard as the iconic voice behind the character in countless voice acting opportunities. So, what are you waiting for? Check out our website and apply now.
Like, but when they debuted a while ago, right? Like, I think I said it back then, but I'm like, I think it's really smart to fill that niche because a lot of people are interested, especially in the VTuber space, right? It's an adult space anyway. You know, being able to, you know, kind of capitalize on the not safe for work and adult focus, I think was really smart overall. So, and all of the talents have done extremely well, by the way. I mean, they've popped off. They even raised a bunch of money to fund Gen 2. Very, very successful VTuber agency so far. Probably one of the ones that I would look at and be like, they've been really, really successful. Yo, what's up, Larry? How are you? All our OnlyFans win. 5,000 gifted subs. By you specifically, Syrian. 5,000 gifted subs. So anyway, chat, this is Vallure. Well, Vice actually came out with an article about Vallure, and I want to read this article to you. And we're gonna decide what we think about it. So here we go. Coming here from Vice. You know, I don't really keep up with Vice. It's like Jesus Christ. That scared me. I don't really keep up with Vice. I don't know much about Vice, to be honest. Let's kind of take a look. Yeah, they seem just like a newsletter, right? I don't know much about what Vice stands for or anything like that. Maybe there's like an about me. Yeah, here we go. Coming to you from around the world, Vice's digital team strives to capture the people at the heart of stories and focus on the ideas, issues, and contexts that other outlets miss. So you can find us on YouTube, print magazine, newsletter, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, all that stuff. So there you go, guys. So anyway, let's go take a look here at the article. We're going to read it together. No, leave me alone. These VTubers want you in their lewd game. You might want to pass. VTuber agency Vallure is set to bring on its Gen 2 talent. You could even be in a lewd video game, but you might not want to join. Let's see what they have to say. Auditions open today for the world's most popular adult VTuber, LewdTuber voice acting agency, Vallure. If you grab one of the 5 coveted spots for Gen 2, you might just get to star in an adult video game. But don't fill out the audition form quite yet. Despite Vallure's offer of an 80-20 revenue split, equipment funding, fast popularity, and your very own live 2D model, the agency seems to be stumbling into one controversy after another. Vallure messed up with trans talent early on. Vallure made a splash in the VTuber landscape after the company debuted its announcement trailer in December 2023. Finally, an AV tuber agency for lewd voice actors across the English-speaking. My ad blocker said it blocked over 200 ads on that page. Good lord. Across the English-speaking industry. Hippie, even when I was excited at the time, Reddit Vallure offers a really good deal. The talent promises more visibility to LewdTubers across the industry. To be clear, what Vallure offers, in theory, is great. I mean, most agencies do in theory, right? That's pretty normal. New and semi-experienced voice actors, adult models, and VTubers are encouraged to apply on the company in exchange for significant agency support. Equipment, editing, and script writers are all provided to talent, along with the agency-created VTuber model and personality. Sounds really good. A talent slips in the role. They're given and streamed on YouTube, along with creating adult ASMR. In early 2024, Vallure seemed like a fantastic opportunity for new talent to spread their wings and soar. However, trans VTubers started to have misgivings about Vallure during the Gen 1 audition process. Vallure's audition requirements said the company only wanted female talents with no additional clarification. Female can mean a lot of things, and it can mean anybody who defines as a woman. Also means somebody born with a specific set of genitals. This quickly left trans VTubers confused. Why female instead of woman? We figured this was just a minor point of linguistic confusion. The number of us reached out for clarification last year to clear the air, but we never heard back. Not in emails, not in tweets, not with a public statement, nothing. Trans talent quickly feared the worst. Trans women weren't welcome, and Vallure is going to dodge a question by leaving the answer murky. I mean, just because you didn't get an answer doesn't mean that it was like targeted against you, you know what I mean? I thought there was like an interview where they said like that you had to have like maybe like a femme sounding voice. I mean, that could mean a lot of things too, but I don't want to assume that they just immediately like meant the worst, right? It could have just been like the article says here, linguistic confusion, right? But I mean, I do see that. maybe they could have clarified that. But do I just like immediately damn them for that? No. You know what I mean? Yeah, sometimes not answering is looked at as bad, right? I'm gonna put that one up on the shelf. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember seeing any issues. To be honest, I don't remember that Shadow when they debuted. That's a good point. I don't remember that, but I think I want to put that one up on the shelf because I don't remember that, as you pointed out. Again, maybe they just poorly maybe worded it. I don't remember enough about that. So let's move on. Oh god, not Lolicon VTubers. Time passed. Vallure finally debuts its Gen 1 models. And Jesus Christ, what the fuck? 1/3 of Gen 1 looks like children. Yes, children. Oh, we're really gonna get into this, aren't we? We're really gonna get into this, aren't we? The first... I didn't know we were getting into this today. I'm not mentally prepared to get into this. I'm really not, you know? Like, if you don't respond to a question when you're asked, I mean, it does show a severe lack of communication, right? But also to go as far as, like, to assume, like, the worst is kind of like, you gotta be somewhere in the middle, right? Oh my god. I mean, okay. Here's the thing, chat. Let's talk about this a second. Let's talk about this a second. And if they're running an agency, right? Vallure runs an agency. They can literally create whatever stipulations they want for you to be part of that agency. It's their choice because it's their it's their agency. They can run it however they want. You know what I mean? They can literally run it however they want to run it. Like, there is such thing as petite women. You know what I mean? Someone's height does not determine their age. I don't like the idea of looting children, right? I never like that idea. I'm very much against that, right? I'm not up for this conversation, chat. I'm really not up for this. I have had this conversation so many times. This is gonna open up a can of worms I don't feel like fucking dealing with. This is just like, we have hashed this out so many times in the past. It literally doesn't matter what you say about it. You're gonna be wrong. You know what I mean? Like, we should not be looting children. That's my thoughts. There you go. It's a very messy subject. It's a very messy subject. I'm just gonna skip by that part. Let's see if there's more about it. A year later, Vallure is now prepping for its Gen 2 audition run, which starts today. Talents are promising exciting opportunity to voice act in a loot game. Labor performing as a video game models created by the adult agency. Along the way, new talent will likely pop up in the video game by the agency viewers, a twin stick shooter fan base. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, guys. I have a mental, like a mental stamina, and I'm gonna be real. I spent it all talking about Juju. I do not have the mental will to tackle this again. Like, I'm just gonna be real. Like, I don't have it in me today, chat. I'm sorry. I really don't. It's just like, man, every time we talk about it, it always becomes a problem. Even when, like, you can have the fairest, most nuanced take about it, it's always a problem. You know what I mean? I'm sorry to just drop it and, like, move past it, but I'm gonna tell you guys, I don't have it in me. On the way, new talent will likely pop up in video games to the agency's viewers. A twin stick shooter game, The Endless Stream, already out with a Gen 1 cast. Naturally, Vallure's, I just have my limits sometimes, guys. Naturally, Vallure's Gen 1 team tried to host an audition by stream for the potential Gen 2 sisters, and that's when a second battle controversy blew up for Vallure over social media. On Sunday's stream, they said, so you want to be a whore, eh? The Vallure's team finally addressed whether trans women can apply to the agency. Okay, The answer is yes. However, there are caveats. Maybe, once again, communication is not Vallure's strong suit. During the stream, talent, chibi, com bum, stress, Vallure will accept transgender talents as long as they go by female pronouns, live life as a woman, and sound like a woman. The Gen 1 team laughed as the issue was discussed. At one point, Chibi said transgender talent, asking about the issue, should shut the fuck up. Is that actually true? Yeah, is that like actually true? As I mentioned during my own discussion stream over the weekend, the 1 year delay on the topic, an insensitive tone during the advice stream, revealed an extreme level of unprofessionalism toward Vallure's transgender colleagues for talent, for trans talent to consider applying to Vallure during Gen 1. The lack of communication towards trans VTubers co-signed the company, not for the professionalism and maturity required for an adult company. I mean, I think that's a stretch. I think that's a stretch. Yeah, it's just like, for me, it's just such a repetitive thing to keep talking about over and over. Like, don't get me wrong, it's great at Vallure. It does, in fact, allow trans women to work with a team. But then, I really want to know if they actually said this. You know what I mean? Is this, like, cut? Is this a 2-hour VOD? Like, this is a 2-hour VOD. What are you talking about? Like, how am I supposed to dive into that? Yes, all VTubers use voice changers. Didn't you know that? Don't get me wrong. It's great Vallure does, in fact, allow trans women to work with a team, but even then its standards are still very strict for trans performers. What does it mean to sound like a woman? Is Vallure willing to accept trans women like myself? Even though I have a feminine voice, I'm often clocked as trans during streams and in ASMR comments when I lack the right credentials to sound like a woman. In other words, do they want trans talent or do they not want trans women who specifically sound like cis women? Trans women who pass for cis women and could, if necessary, hide their gender identity. Vallure never clarified these specifics during the stream, essentially putting trans talent right back to square one. How does Vallure really feel about trans women? I'll be honest with you. I think that this is just like, this reads like, this really reads to me like we're trying to create problems when we can easily just find a resolution, you know? And again, it's up to the agency to decide how they want to run it. You may not like the rules and stuff for it, right? But ultimately, it's up to them. It's their agency, right? Like, I'll give you an example, which I think is really, really relevant. Really, really relevant. I just ran a tournament for, no, they didn't say that. Yeah. Well, I'm going to look at all this stuff. So it's really, really relevant. I just ran a Marvel Rivals tournament and I had rules for it, right, chat? There were rules for it. And it said, hey, you can only be capped at GM2, or I'm sorry, there are only 2 GM members that can be part of a team. Makes sense, right? Those are my tournament rules. Now, if somebody came into my tournament and said, I'm Celestial, I want to play. I'd be like, no, you can't. And they'd be like, well, why? That's unfair that you have these rules. Well, it's my tournament. It's my rules. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same with the agency. It's their agency. It's their rules. The opportunity might not be for you. It might not be available to everybody. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm going to look more into that, Ronnie, but I have some stuff in here that we'll dive into. So maybe didn't say that, but maybe may have been understood out of context here. I feel like Armchair said something, so I have the article. We'll look at it. But again, like, that's just how it is. You know what I mean? That's how it is. Like, you have to play by the rules. It's like job opportunities, right? Like, you have to have certain requirements, certain credentials. Not everybody fits those. Of course comes the issue of pronouns and transition. Not every woman uses female pronouns, sure. You have to socially transition IRL. Again, I feel like we're digging way too deep into this when it's pretty, like, I think it's pretty straightforward. Like, and again, I think if you just communicate and ask these questions, you'll probably get the answers that you're looking for. You know what I mean? I feel like this is just like, why do we need to make this article in the first place? Ironically, by addressing the controversy poorly, Vallure has taken 1 step forward but 2 steps back. And I guess trans women can be lollies if they sound feminine enough. If you try hard enough, you might get a trans inclusive fan who draws fan art for you. That's banned in very serious. Look, I'm not, whatever you want to feel about the lolly stuff, I'm not diving into that part of it. But I feel like this comes off a little bit as like, I'm not feeling this article. I'm gonna be real, chat. This feels a little bit like it's like they're just going straight after him. You know what I mean? Like this feels a little bit like a hit piece. This feels a little bit like a hit piece. I'm gonna be real. I'm not jiving with it. I'm gonna be real. Right, it's like casting roles for a movie, right? Yeah, a little disingenuous. Is a ban on lesbian content. I don't. How is that even relevant? That's their rules, you know. I feel like a lot of time people kind of are so bent on questioning the rules of something, or why things are like. There's probably a reason why they decided that, right? But nah, I'm gonna keep reading. Don't expect me to play the loot game. Okay, sure. I'm sorry. I know yeah, this feels kind of hit piecey to me. I don't feel like this came from a place where you're trying to like actually ask questions and resolve any issues. You know what I mean? I don't feel like they came from that place at all. Let's go take a look at how this was responded to. Yeah, let's go take a look. Antiism says you might be surprised, but this person works for Vice, and it recently made an article on the VTuber agency Vallure. And this person actually, I think, was in chat a minute ago. Anna tweeting out, strange thing about all this, Vallure obviously wants minimal drama and controversy. It's all the silence around trans talent for a year. I mean, that might not be why. They might have just genuinely missed it, you know? I don't remember that drama. I'm going to be real. But that doesn't discount what you're saying. Rolling out the Vallure Defense Squad, turning this into a culture issue, further litigates it. The exact thing the agency doesn't want. It's not that everybody knew Vallure has a lolicon praising suggestive underage fan art. It's not that everyone knew Vallure has a F for F ban in a weird trans talent policy. It's a few people knew all this information. Now everyone is finding out one way or another. I feel like we should have just reached out for more clarification, you know? Like, I feel like we pushed to something when we didn't need to. We could have just asked additional information. But anyway, this got really, really big. Rima decided to tweet about it. Rima saying, the Vallure hit piece made by Vice is utterly ridiculous. Not only does it contain more ads than a damn prawn site, it's one of the most condescending pieces I've read in a while. I'm not sure who intended the audience is for this, but it certainly isn't VTuber fans, and all of this intent was to convince anybody. Definitely had the opposite effect. Vallure girls are incredibly sweet and have navigated this space drama-free until now. I mean, again, I've never seen them in any drama, unlike what the article wants you to believe. It's really sad and disappointing to see mainstream media try to turn down hard work of these creators, and I know Rima did talk about it in her stream. It asked for more information, you just ignored the company's answers. Like, but you can't just damn somebody just because you don't get information, right? Like, I'm not a fan of that article. I'm be real with you. I'm not a fan with it. Rima also goes on to say what happened to her during her stream. The journalist and question did come by to stop by to my stream. Of course, I'll give everybody the benefit of the doubt, so I was willing to listen. However, she didn't clarify anything besides asking me to look at her Twitter as proof that she's a fan of Chibi. And it said, hold on, I'm hoping to explain myself. I thought she would talk on Discord, but it said she started her stream and proceeded to come back 3 times to ask me in my chat to watch it. Wild. I apologize for sidechecking the stream so much. We had other topics to cover, and a good chunk of it was spent wetting. Anna, what was your intention with this? What was your intention with this piece, Anna? That you're here. What was your intention with this? Also, I do have to say, derailing somebody's stream and making them wait for something, like asking them to watch your stream, that's not a good way to go about it. That's not a good way to go about it. You shouldn't be asking somebody to watch your stream for an answer, right? Like, you should be coming up with something. If you want to defend yourself or you want to justify something, right, you have to be able to put all the information in one place and give it to Rima. I mean, see, I don't want to get into that because that's a whole can of worms, but I'm not a fan of this piece. I'm being real. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think that it came from a place of actually, like, talking about any issues. I feel like this is, like, one of those hit pieces. I do believe Rima started off on the wrong foot by somebody calling it a hit piece. I mean, but it feels that way. It feels that way. It's just like, why are we going after people when we could have just asked for understanding or dived into like finding answers? I feel like this article is just unnecessary. You know, like it feels unnecessary. Anyway, let's go take a look here because I think Expert Armchair kind of is right here and it gives a little bit of context. Could have invited me out from the start, reach out for a comment, for example. I do want to say something very important. Not everything requires reaching out for a comment. You know what I mean? Like, I don't reach out a bunch of times because I don't really need it. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm being real with you. It's not a good look. In my opinion, it's not a good look. Just how it's treated, how like, ask you Rima to like watch your stream and stuff. Like, I think it's a bad look. Anyway, let's look at what Expert Armchair had to say. You know, I like Armchair. I think he's normally pretty neutral and very, very logical, like overly logical. So let's take a look at what he had to say. Let me get a sip here. And chat, you better not be saying anything like what you just said. So we're not for that. Yeah, we're not for that. A streamer often carries water for right-wing streamers in a way you don't. Why would I treat her with respect? So you don't treat people that are right-wing with respect. I don't like that statement. I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't like that statement. Just because somebody's right-wing doesn't mean that they're wrong. They just have different opinions than you or I or anybody else might have. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we should treat everybody with respect, regardless of their opinion. Like, I think it's more important to understand the opposite side's opinion more so than anybody. I don't believe right-wing drama tubers belong in VTubing, but well, why not? Just because we just like, I would tell you I'm pretty like left. I'll tell you I'm pretty left. But like, what's wrong with that? Like, they're just sharing their opinions based on their beliefs, right? It's important to have the other side of stuff, right? Like, and even like, I wouldn't even look at Rima as right-wing anyway. And do you see people in her replies being transphobic? Of course that's not okay. That's absolutely not okay. But why are we lumping somebody as a right-wing VTuber and saying they don't belong in the space? We need varied opinions. We need other people that believe the opposite or even disagree with us. That's a very strong statement to say. Yeah, and even then, I don't think Rima's right-wing. I know Rima very well. I feel like that's a very strong generalization that you just made. That's very unfair. You don't think right-wing VTubers belong in the space? Why not? Just because you disagree with them. And I'm sorry that people were, you know, mean to you about stuff, because that's unacceptable, right? Being transphobic, that is unacceptable. But we can't correlate something that after Rima started discussing it, people started doing that. Like, you gotta remember that her audience isn't like just transphobic, right? Because she has people in her audience that are transphobic. But how do you know that? That is an extreme. No, that is an extreme overgeneralization to say that somebody's community is transphobic. No, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. You cannot say that. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think this conversation that you're having with me right now is making you look really, really bad. I'm gonna be real. This is kind of digging your hole. And why did the transphobic harassment start after she started streaming? I don't know. Maybe because you got extra eyes on you? I don't know. But directly correlating and saying that it's Rima's fault, that's really unfair. Yeah, no. That's completely unfair. Like, bad people are bad people. I don't know is not a good answer, but the same goes for you, sweetheart. Like, you don't know either. Like, you can't just directly blame that on her. If comments happen to you, which again should not happen, let's say that you get comments right now. Are you gonna blame that on me because I just happened to go live? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think that your logic really is making sense here. You know what I mean? And the stuff that people said to you is unacceptable, right? But to say that it's Rima's community that is doing that is not acceptable. You're making a generalization. I mean, even in my community, like, I might have bad people, right? Like, I can't control that. You know what I mean? Like, I can't control who is in my community. All I can do is tell people, hey, you shouldn't believe in this. Hey, you shouldn't do that. Nah, for you to draw that correlation, well, sure, we do moderate them, but let me ask you a question, AC. How would Rima moderate these people that she probably has no idea or even knows who they are? You can't moderate everybody. Yeah, you can't moderate everybody. Do I go on Twitter and moderate everybody that is outside of my own chat? Yeah, no, that's a ridiculous notion, sweetheart. You literally cannot do that. Correlation isn't causation. I can moderate them in my spaces, right? You be upfront and immediately public call it out. Well, what do you mean, though? Okay, so let's take an example here. I think I have a good example, right? Let's go to my Twitter really quick. Let's look at a reply here. Let's look at a reply on my stuff. You know? Let's say that this person here said something to me that I don't like. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's hard to moderate people for content you've never seen. Like that too. Like, your logic is broken, sweetheart. I'm sorry. It really is. You need to take I'm going to be honest with you, like person to person. You got to take a step back. You really got to take a step back. You're literally saying that Rima is enabling this kind of stuff. That's not true. That's not true at all. Rima cannot control what every person does. It's impossible. Nobody can moderate that. That'd be like me, like, moderating what my neighbor does. I can't control what they do. You know what I mean? I can control stuff in my space, like Discord and you know, maybe what happens in my Twitch chat, but I can't control what people do everywhere else. You know what I mean? You're making a correlation that's completely unfair. I disagree with you very much. You can't police people on the internet. It's an ongoing problem in this space that's not being solved. But why are you trying to draw it to these people? Why are you trying to draw it to Vallure and Rima? That makes no sense. I'm going to put this conversation on hold because I feel like just arguing through Twitch chat is not the best way to go about it, and it's not very professional. But I want to say that the things that you've shared in chat, I don't think help your arguments at all. I'm being real with you. And I think saying those things about Rima as a generalization is not fair. I feel like that's not cool to do. That would be like being like, oh, well, Laura, you didn't say that you don't like waffles, so you clearly hate waffles. Like, that's not fair. And I will be sharing this with Rima, by the way. Yeah, I will be having this correspondence with Rima. You shouldn't be talking about other people like that in another person's chat. I very much disagree with it. Well, sure, and if there's this extended focus of harassment on trans VTubers, then maybe we can have a conversation about that in a positive or productive way. But the way that you've gone about this has not been professional. And I gotta say, honestly, if you wrote this article, I'm very surprised that they're platforming you as a professional, I don't know, journalist. Like, do they count as a journalist? I think this is wrong. Some of the things that you have said, especially about Rima. I mean, I don't think anybody disagrees with this being an issue, but it's not a singular person or group's responsibility to solve. Exactly. Yeah, like there's got to be discussion in a positive way, you know? So anyway, let's read what Armchair had to say about it. Yeah, I don't think Rima raises any kind of hateful community, like, because she's right. Like, even hypothetically right-wing, like, that doesn't mean that you're hateful. Like, I have family members that are right-wing that support trans rights and lots of other things. Like, that's such a generalization. This is perpetuating really negative, like, generalizations and stereotypes that I very much disagree with. I don't like that. I really don't like that. Especially when we just talked about, Juju, you know what I mean? So to give an idea of professionalism this journalist is working with, the quote below is taken out of context and chopped up into halves, which we then presented out of order. Full quote begins at 11:11 in a linked video and reads, "We're looking for female talents. Oh, but what if? Shut the fuck up. You go by female pronouns. Do you live life as a woman? Do you sound like a woman? Okay, we don't care about anything else. You're free to apply, Hill." I mean, this context really changes what was presented in the fucking thing. Knowing this is actually the quote, this changes a lot of the context and the intention. The part of the joke was very obviously rules. Lawyers and professional contrarians, not transgender talents, as the poster attempts to imply. But in reading the article, it's very clear that the issue that Valence has with Vallure is that they make FRM content in an industry where that is by far the most profitable niche. Vallure is a startup and private business. If you're mad at the business for succeeding without hitting your own subjective criteria for what counts as fulfilling Ron, that qualifies a personal gripe with the market, not a professional gripe with the company. That's fact. That's literally what I said. That's literally what I said. I'm like, they can do whatever they want. It's their business, you know? Like, just because it doesn't fit with what you feel like is appropriate doesn't mean it's right. Yeah, it just like, and now it's like, now you just came across as very like disingenuous, you know, because you misquoted somebody. If that's the case, please make your contempt for the contemporary state of VTuber being clear in the next article. Inclusion of Vallure in this one felt forced at best. Vallure has nothing, has done nothing wrong besides know their audience and succeed without your blessing. And they are very successful. They really are. Yeah. I'm be real, guys. This is not the way you're going to go about it. This is something that, again, you could have checked for understanding. You could ask questions. On top of that, it's just, it feels very, like aggressive. Like, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this. I'm glad we skipped the middle section, too. I feel like there's a lot of personal problems and personal gripes. You know what I mean? Like, that's actually inclusive of the kids. Exactly. If you sound like a woman, apply now. Literally. They're like, do you live your life as a woman? Get on into here. Like, that's literally an inclusive line in the context that it's actually presented now. Oh, but what if? Shut the fuck up. Do you go by female pronouns? Do you live life as a woman? Do you sound like a woman? Okay, we don't care about anything else. You're free to apply. That's literally so inclusive. Yeah, this article is not good. This article is not good. I wish that we could have had a very fruitful discussion with you today, but unfortunately, like, these generalizations against people are not okay. I don't like what you said about Rima, assuming that she's one thing and generalizing her audience and stuff. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that at all. Even if she wasn't my friend. You know what I mean? So, very, that was a document. That was a document. I'm not gonna lie, the fact that they presented the document, other articles mentioned did not paint an argument in a better light. Leavers talking news VTuber channels to them not people so to defend your point. Without considering other standpoints or kind of argument, how do you expect to have a genuine discussion about the topic at hand? Exactly. Like, they came into my chat, right? You're here in my chat. We can have a discussion, but like, yeah, this was not the way to do it. This was not the way to do it. I probably shouldn't have entertained it as much as I did, but, you know, here we are. I try to give that is my best and worst quality, I swear, chat. I swear. I always believe the best in people, and it's just, I'm disappointed a lot, unfortunately. But you know what? This is why I love you guys, because I'm always reminded of how amazing all of you guys are, and you make this 100% worthwhile. So I appreciate all of you in being here and discussing all this. This was a conversation. I think what I'm gonna do, chat, I need to pull some of this information to share with Rima, because I feel like this was just an attack on her character that I very much am not cool with. So I think we're gonna end it here. I think we're gonna raid with Mari over to Mari. Mari just debuted her brand new model for April Fools. It was super cute. So please go check it out and give Mari lots and lots of love, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of you. Yeah, I feel like I need a drink or something. I don't even drink. Guys, don't forget tomorrow, guys, we will be oh no, wait. I'm off this weekend. Chat. Oh my god, I'm off. Wait, I forgot. I'm off this weekend. Oh shit. So what's gonna happen is tomorrow and Sunday I will not be streaming, but I will see you this Monday. I need a little bit of time to recharge, guys. I definitely need it. So thank you guys so much.